I go by Elijah Music on Instagram. I'm super thrilled because I do music, but I also do a podcast, and this is kind of the format. But I reached out to. Should I go? I'm I'm such a kid, but
I am
I
so informal. You can call me
okay.
Melonie.
Okay. Because and my mom like I don't want to call her Miss Dan because I'm like she probably she kind of hip, But
Especially since I've revealed that your mother and I are the same age. So
true. But on the record, I got permission because my mom might watch this and say, "Nah, hold up."
right.
But
Like, wait a minute.
right. But
That's funny.
I'm so thrilled to speak with you. I mean, I didn't get a chance to fanboy because we were, doing the
Doing tech stuff, yeah.
tech stuff. But
Y'all, these pewters and smartphones are dumb.
I know these darn computers.
These darn pewters.
Right. I'm so thrilled though. Let me say first, I appreciate you taking time. I mean,
Absolutely. My
I, I,
pleasure.
let me stop stuttering. Okay. First, first, I want to say thank you everyone that is tuning into this live. If you're watching this replayed, I'm here with. I have to put the in front of your name
Oh,
because
whatever.
I can
Okay.
explain that. So Melonie Daniels, I appreciate you for
What's up,
sitting with
people?
me. And if
Glad
you
to
don't
be
know,
here. Thank you.
yeah, and of course, we're not. I'm not going to be. I like to be, very concise and just. I really wanted to think about things that I speak about with you because you don't get the chance often to talk to someone not just musically inclined, well, in my little side of the world that have such a vast perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like a lot of people, they know a lot of things, but not a lot of people have such a unique perspective. And
Mm,
it was actually yourself and I know the name, but you know how
Jaron.
you, yeah. You know the visuals that come to mind, and you just, yeah, that's
Jaron
the,
Laguerre, yes.
exactly. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy him, and I
Oh yeah,
thoroughly
that
enjoy,
was so much fun. It was so much fun to do that
yeah.
because it gave me the opportunity. I've been making this joke since the beginning of the pandemic.
Hmm.
Um, I go, "Hi, my name is Melonie Daniels. This is my speaking voice. And by the way, I have a brain that works.
Right,
It's not just full of melodies and lyrics and
right,
song formats
exactly,
and
yeah.
hits and breaks and
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it does other things. Like a lot of
right.
people, when they start talking to me, they realize you're a geek.
I
You're a
realized that
nerd.
too.
Yeah. They're like, you're a nerd. Oh my God. Who
Yeah,
knew?
yeah.
I
Eh,
did.
yeah, you knew. I mean, because you've lived with you, right?
Right.
Beyond what?
Exactly.
Beyond an exchange, beyond an experience, beyond a moment.
Right.
You and your immediate vicinity just kind of
Right.
know those parts of you. So
And
I'm
part of my
glad.
nerddom, I have to remind myself to look at the camera, not at myself.
No, you're good. I do both. I do both because I'm like I'm up top on the frame, so we're
Right.
good. But no, I'm glad you mentioned that, and I could tell that you enjoy that as interview as well because
Yeah.
I've tried to do like it's so funny. I was thinking before we got on. I'm like I was a fan of yours, just broadly speaking, since. I mean, I was a kid, like, and I'm not even
Okay.
exaggerating. It's kind of wild. That's why it's
Well,
wild to me.
I've been doing this for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't I didn't just put gray in my braids just for decoration.
I love it. It suits
It
you.
it had to match what's going on, under
Right.
here.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot of women in my home, so I'm very so aware of a lot.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, it's just what I heard you speaking about him with was it struck with me, especially with the current moment I'm at musically.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, like she gets it. You know what I'm saying? And as particularly, just to kind of jump right into it in this
Hmm.
musical context. One of the core things I knew when I reached out to you, I was like, I really want to go even deeper and just even if I don't go deeper, talk to you personally
Uh-huh.
about my perspective on music, especially when it comes to the vocalities of things.
Got
Kind of in my side of the world, singers are kind of like or maybe I've just learned this perspective that singers are looked at and treated differently. I'm not talking about like the branding of music. I mean, just more
no,
so
no, no. Just in general. Yeah.
in general. We're
By
we're
the
kind of
entire. Okay.
yeah.
I
Talk
always
to me
say this
about
to
that.
people. I always say this to people. It makes me sad when I see how people just culturally
Yeah.
throughout the ages are very divisive with
Mm,
vocalists and instrumentalists.
mm,
And that bothers me because, truth be told, if there were no accompaniment, we'd be singing a cappella.
yeah.
And without the lyrics and the voice, they would be playing instrumentals.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
need one another.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because if not, it would be a whole bunch of a cappella groups or people singing a cappella,
Shoebox.
and yeah, and a bunch of people just playing instrumentals because there are no lyrics. A song lives with the entire composition. That's where the song lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to take an entire band to do it. If you got a guitar or a piano and a voice, that's a
Hmm.
song.
Right.
But we
Right.
need one another. It works hand in hand.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I try to push that point across to people. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
we all we got.
Yeah. Truly.
We need each other.
Truly.
You know,
Truly.
and for so long, what happens, it becomes manipulated
Mm.
by the powers that be. And I say that using air
Sure.
quotes
Yeah.
because they're trying to get something from
Mm.
us that they cannot produce.
Mm.
And because most musicians are, this is what I found, even the most gregarious person,
Yeah.
we're introverted, we're empathic,
Yeah.
hypersensitive,
Yes. Oh my goodness.
passionate.
Yes.
Even the most docile person,
Mm.
when you see them lock into whatever their thing is,
Yes.
they turn into all those things.
Can we park right there real
Yes.
fast because you're unraveling me in the and I'm outside I'm like green jacket professional, but
Right,
on the
right, right, right.
inside I'm like, okay, this is crazy because
Yeah.
in my little corner of the world, and I say that specifically because the kind of that includes the people I'm around, that
Right,
includes my
right.
environment,
Hmm.
but I have had, even with I'll just kind of simplify it. The last musical projects I've done have all just kind of been my own little monies and
Right.
going to studio, things like that. I don't have like the most ambitious goals as far as like industry stuff. I just wanted to make music and
Side
experience
sidebar. You need
Mhm,
to have collaborated with people because the collaboration does something. It pulls something out of you
mhm.
that you necessarily wouldn't walk that way
Yeah.
because we're always trepidatious about how we present.
Hmm.
And a long time ago, I really stopped caring about how people thought about
Hmm.
me. I had to be me.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to get there. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
It took a minute, but
Yeah.
the more you exercise it, because practice is one thing.
Hmm.
Exercising something is a totally different situation.
Mm. This there's so much I want to ask you in that. But go
Yeah.
ahead. Finish what you're saying.
But yeah, that was basically
Yeah.
it because I tell the choir that I'm working with now,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, that you can practice the song and not even know it. But if you exercise it and repeat it, because that's the thing we cannot get away from in music, we have to
Yeah.
repeat in
Yeah.
order
Yeah. Yeah.
for it to get
Repetition.
locked in,
100%. Hundred
you know.
percent. That's something I.
And
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, that's production rehearsals. That's why
Hmm.
workshops for plays and
Yeah.
shows and stuff happen because it has to get into your skin,
Right.
into your bones. Donald Lawrence used to say this to me all the time. It has to get into your marrow, into your
Mm.
bones,
That's
so
good.
that by the time it's time to call on it, anytime if there's a director
Yeah.
or something needs to be switched at the drop of a hat, you can go with it because it's locked in your head. You know it inside out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
That's
a
good.
second nature thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's weird because for me, how that worked out for me,
Mhm.
I'll learn the information, like start saying songs or music or or patterns, knowing formats of songs because
Right.
change.
Mhm.
I learned that when I was working with Mariah. We did it on the record. It
Mhm.
was a 4 minute 46
Mhm.
second song,
Mhm.
but there were performances that we had to do where we had to chop it down to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So thankfully I had the experience
Mhm.
where I got to record with her. So I
Okay.
sung like she knew it because she
Right.
wrote it.
Right.
So when it came time to condense it, I
Hmm.
wasn't uncomfortable. Oh my God, what comes next?
Right. Right. You knew the skeleton of the song.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's excellent that you mentioned that because I mean, that's the level of, but to you, I wanted to even like kind of tag what you said earlier, and it's
Hmm.
amazing advice about collaboration. And that's kind of part of the story I was painting just now is that I have, maybe it's just the timing, but I have, when I look to my left and my right, it's hard to, I'm just not the kind of person to collaborate with, if I can use the phrase, any old
Anybody.
thing, because of the
Yeah.
things you just mentioned about your
Yeah.
sensitivity,
Right.
and it's not sensitivity in the aspect of he can't handle the criticism.
Right.
If I told you the mix was good, you being all sensitive. No, like I
No,
feel like there's,
I'm okay.
yeah,
Another example of that.
yeah.
Diane Warren,
Hmm.
the writer, the songwriter,
Hmm. Hmm.
prolific songwriter. Um, OCD, ADHD, ADD,
All the
dyslexic,
acronyms,
all the things.
all the things.
She has an issue with letting her song go and allowing the artist that's going to take it interpret
Uh,
their
wow.
to adapt to their how they feel.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Because she's like, these are my babies.
Mm,
And I know several writers like that. Some of them are in my
wow.
family. I went and did demos with some of my family members, and
Yeah.
they like, no, you have to sing it exactly like this. I'm like, well, your
Are
song
they
never get
are,
placed.
are they singers or are they just like
They're singers and songwriters,
okay, got it. Okay,
and their
okay.
songs have never been placed.
Oh,
They're the only ones that sing their songs
got you. You think that's a big part of it because they don't
because they're
trust
afraid
your
they're white knuckling it.
mm,
They're holding on to it so tight that the
yeah.
nails dig it into their hand and their knuckles are turning white. I don't want to let my baby go.
Yeah,
They're
see.
not going to treat my baby right.
Like a helicopter mom doing more damage than good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I've learned that growing up in church,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, improvisation
Mhm.
is like probably 90% of it.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Um,
Totally.
and having built a repertoire from a young age, I'm able to call on several things that other people don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily know how to because they don't have those experiences.
Do you think it's the exclusive experiences you've had, or do you think it's the eras that you've experienced?
I
You
think
know?
it's the errors that it's
Okay.
it's it's coupled.
Okay, right. The compilation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Because you've
coupled
experienced
together.
different eras of music, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
like
I
you
was
have a
okay. I think I was working during the golden age, the '90s.
yeah, I think so too. I was gonna talk to you about that
Yeah,
for other
I think
reasons.
I think I worked and was privileged to a lot of
Yeah,
stuff in the '90s
that was
and
a
in
different
the
time.
2000s. It was because
Yeah.
I worked with Mariah from '92
Mhm.
until 2010.
Mm.
I traveled for 12 years with her, but the rest of
Mm.
the time, the 18 years, I sang with her up
It's a
until
long time.
a long time.
Yeah.
And there are people that still work with her that have been there for 26 years, almost
To this day.
25 to
Wow.
this day.
Wow, that's a
Trey
long.
Lorenz has been with her from day one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
I
Because
brought I brought Marianne Tatum in '96, and she's still there.
and I'm 26 years old, so that's
Yeah, that's all your life.
pretty much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it's also the matter of the experiences that you
Yeah.
allow yourself to have.
Right. Right.
Because a lot of us are closed off because we're
Yeah.
protecting ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's the other thing that people don't realize, the psychological thing that goes on as far as our music is concerned. There's a
Yes.
lot to it because we're exposing ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask you
Whether
about that?
whether you've written it or you're
Yeah.
just portraying the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't say just singing the song or performing,
Right. Right.
portray the song because you
Yes.
have to
Yes.
adopt a character.
You do, you do, you do, you do. I mean, that this perfect segue, and shameless plug. But the last single I recorded, maybe somebody in the sea of joiners have heard it, but the single I recorded, "You Can Make It," it was a I want to. I mean, I'm just going to talk ambitiously
Okay,
and brazenly,
got you.
but that song was my greatest love of all. You
Okay,
know,
okay, yeah,
I wanted that to be that for me, And it is that for me because it feels. I mean, I told my producer, "I'll give me Whitney's '80s '90s style," and he did that. I was like, "Oh, this sounds like something I grew up listening to."
That was the first thing I said when I
Let you
turned
see
you on.
that?
I
Oh,
was
you
like,
listen to my song?
but here's the craziness. It's extremely authentic to that time, but
Yeah,
it needs to be open to the modernization of of things that have happened.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That was number one. Number
yeah,
two,
yeah.
you're very apprehensive.
Explain, please. Teach me.
You were holding back. You can sing. Your pitch accuracy is on point. You need to allow it to live. Let the song be the thing.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm saying? Like you were making safe choices.
yeah, yeah. Well, and studio recording is harder. I don't know
It
what's
is
wrong with
it
me.
there no no no
When
no.
I'm live, I
There's
feel
nothing
more
wrong.
free.
There's nothing wrong, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't find my voice until I was 26.
I was gonna ask you that too because I'm still on that journey, and I'm like, I should be there already. I'm
No,
26.
it is a continual journey. I'm now a few years ago, back in 2020, I got very ill,
Okay.
and I went from singing
Mm,
six 5 to 6 days a week
it's a lot.
to not singing at all
Mm,
because I got ill and I had
right,
to tend to my health issues.
right.
So I lost elasticity,
Mm,
I lost dexterity, I lost
feminine.
fluidity, um, and then because of the illness, I lost weight, so I
Right,
lost a lot of my support, my
right.
physical
But
support,
I ask you that, yeah.
and so my voice wasn't as agile as it used to be,
Hmm.
and it messed me up.
Right.
It pla It was a mind f. Fill in
Mm,
the blank.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was. It really, really was. And this is somebody that's talking to you as a licensed evangelist, as a
Right,
believer
right,
in Jesus Christ. It
right.
was a mind f,
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
I had to build back,
Mm,
and I'm still building back because there are certain areas of my voice that used to be my go-to that I can't go to
yeah,
anymore because my
yeah.
body has changed.
Right,
And then
right.
also, people don't want to realize it or don't want to admit to this, but as you age, you lose elasticity.
I was gonna ask you that too because
Yeah.
is in the older generation, I'll just say categorize that age range, however, but there's always sounded, especially the church mothers and stuff, they always sounded to the like I'm
That
always
vibrato
wondering like,
slows down. Yep.
yeah, I'm like how they all kind of sound like they all in this like did they
And
all
it's
sign
funny
up for
because
that?
I have been, like I said, I think the two times I wasn't at church was when I was conceived and when I was born. So I'm a church baby for real,
I
for
thought
real.
I was a church boy. Lord.
Um, and and one of my things is imitation. I'm a polyparrot.
Mm,
So
mm.
any voice that I hear, I adapt to, and
Yeah,
I make similarities with it so I can line up with it, even if
that's
it's
yeah,
because my voice is different.
right.
I
It
don't have a
is.
typical gospel voice.
No, you definitely don't. And I layer
And
that.
I had to learn to love that because I
Right.
despised it for so long as I wanted to sound like everybody
I
else.
was going to ask you that. Did you despise it because of comparison? Okay.
Comparison is the enemy of joy, accomplishment, and
Yeah.
walking in purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be you
Yeah.
because God made that specifically.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody about sound frequencies, and a couple of people commented on my
Hmm.
post
Hmm.
with the John P. Key thing,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and somebody posted, and she's like, "Is this singing or screaming?"
Oh,
And it
that's
was just
another.
one comment out of all
Yeah.
the wonderful things that people were saying.
Right. 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 Oh,
I wrote back, I said, I'm not on your wavelength, you're on your sound
yeah.
frequency
It's true.
wavelength,
It's
and it's
true.
okay. And I
Right.
left it alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. And real quick to that point. I tell it's like I have to educate people a lot of times because the people in the comment section, the people those little minute
Yeah.
voices, most times they don't know the distinction even between vocal approach. I can't I don't I've come to the point that it's just a means to belittle out of usually out of a spite or a jealousy because a lot of
Or
people
projection.
that's what I was gonna say. A projection is
Yeah.
because they don't understand what the vocalities are like and the difference
Right.
between a belt, the difference between chest voice, the difference between a
Mhm.
squall.
Well, that's again
Yeah,
lack of education or
exactly.
information
Exactly.
to become educated.
Right.
That we, just as a society in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
100 years ago, people were playing pianos in their homes, reading music, singing with their families,
Yeah.
playing guitar.
Yeah.
If there was a table, my mother used to yell at my brother all the time for banging on the table for doing beats. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm 9.5, 11 years, and 13 years younger than my siblings, so I got to see all of this stuff,
Right.
in real time. My siblings are boomers. I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah. Young.
So I got to experience, and then my parents before them, they were the greatest generation. They were born in
Right.
29 and 31. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Classics.
yeah. So I've
Yeah.
had all of those different era experiences.
Eras. Right. I
Yeah.
mean, that
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think it's I think that also fostered my love of knowing history with stuff.
Mm.
And that made me a history nerd because I always like to find out where it
Absolutely.
came from.
Yeah.
Why is this
I
like
feel
this?
like that.
Because
Yeah.
it informs where you're going to be going,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you can take that information and apply it to any part of your life, not just music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that is, you're absolutely right about that,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people that they want to live life like this because they
Mm.
think it's safer that way,
Or like this,
or like this.
blinders. Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's a big part of why, even to what you're saying, not to pat myself
And
on
if
the
you
back,
sidebar, that's manipulation.
it is.
Continue.
Come on, psychology. They don't know. They don't know, man. They don't
Right.
know.
Right. Like, why do we put blinders on horses? To keep them
Yeah,
focused, because if they
right.
see stuff that will spook them, it'll snatch them out of whatever the purpose, whoever is leading
Purpose.
them.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. And that's
Yeah.
why I was mentioning about how I'm really, the music that I've done, the different projects, I was using that as a means to see how much fortitude do I have, despite, even to what you're saying,
Yeah.
like, I, have you experienced, now just a singer to singer perspective, have you
Mm.
experienced, even at a younger age, knowing how much you're capable of and wishing that others knew too, but you haven't got there yet? Like,
Yeah.
it's like in my mind, I'm the, not the best singer in the world. I'm just saying, like, in my
Mm.
mind, I can do so much.
Right.
I'm
Well,
I'm this elite
it's
version of myself in my
right.
brain.
It's also getting beyond the fear of doing it. There was I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you're familiar with she's an older televangelist,
Mm-hmm.
Joyce Meyer.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with her.
Yeah, she wrote a little book, like a pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
This is my makeup case. It's probably about that thin.
Oh, yeah.
And the book was entitled "Do It Afraid."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, she gave an example, a testimony of her daughter having to do announcements. Her daughter was a behind the scenes person. She'd never
Mm-hmm.
been out in front in the microphone. That was her mom's job.
Right, right.
She, one day, the person that was supposed to do it wasn't able to do it, or was late, or got held up or something, and she had to do it. She said she walked up to the podium, literally everything inside of her, she felt like somebody had turned on a blender,
Wow.
shaking. And she did it, and she did it afraid. And
Yeah.
nobody died. The earth didn't open up and swallow her. And
Yeah.
she was reading, the announcements for the
The
ministry for
service.
that day.
Right.
And she was like, after she got through doing it, she's like, why was I so scared?
Yeah.
Because the thing is when you've never done something, you don't know what the result is going to be, and that's what faith is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Faith is the substance of things
It's,
hoped for, the
yeah.
evidence of things not
Right.
seen.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally, you don't see
Yeah.
it, but
Right.
you gotta participate in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were so many things that I've done over
Mm.
my career and my life.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was singing with a gospel group when I got
Mm-hmm.
discovered with
From,
Kelly Price and Cherie
yeah.
Price
Yeah.
by
In the
Mariah.
90s. Right. So you were thinking, was it like a church group or was it like your relatives? Because I know
It
a
was
lot.
no, it was a community group,
Oh, okay. Okay.
a community
Uh,
choir
so
ensemble
you were getting used
to sing with
to singing.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been singing.
Mm.
Gosh, probably my parents. I was told that I was put in a choir by my parents when I was 3. So
Ooh.
I've actively been singing since I was 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allegedly, my mother said, I said allegedly at 4 years old, I'm going to
Right,
be
right,
a
right.
singer.
You said you're gonna be a singer at 4 years old?
Uh-huh.
See, there you go.
And from there on, life and certain
Yeah,
experiences
sure,
molded me
sure.
and caused me to become hyper focused
Mm,
on dialing into music for me, especially
mm,
vocals. I
yeah,
had affinity for it as
right,
a young kid.
right.
Um,
Mm.
like I said, you could put on a cartoon, I'll be mimicking the voices. Every commercial. Then back in the day when I came up, commercials had songs.
Songs,
Commercials
yes,
were songs,
yes. That's
and
Stanley Steamer.
right. 1-800 Empire. And then
Yeah, Empire.
the Empire
Today,
logo.
something like
Yes,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, but the one popular one, the heartburn, nausea, indigestion. You remember that one? The Pepto Bismol. That was my sister's favorite.
Oh no, there was another one. Rolaids had one. There was a product called Rolaids. It was an antacid. They had a whole theme
Oh,
that I used to memorize. Burger King's
oh yeah,
commercials, McDonald's commercial.
yeah.
I mean,
Now it's
before it was whatever they revised it actually. They had it
revamped it.
your
Yeah.
way. They went back to the Have It Your Way. That was
Oh,
going on when I was a kid in elementary school.
oh, wow,
So they revamped that and brought it back. But
wow. Yeah.
there's no such thing as something that's never happened. It's
Right.
always
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
always
Totally, totally.
something new.
Yeah, no, I mean, to go from there, I'm curious to ask you, like, when, um, when do you think like you had, because you said around 26 years old is when you
I was
uh,
starting to find my voice.
started to find your voice.
Yeah.
So let me do a little math. You see, like, the meme with the numbers. Trying to think.
This is about 90. I had already recorded with Mariah 2 albums. I'd done Fantasy with her
Okay, so that's okay.
and the Christmas album.
So that's what I was wanting to ask you really quick about when
And
it
we
comes
were getting
to.
ready to work on
Mhm.
not Honey, what is the one?
Um,
In Fantasy. What's after Fantasy? I can't remember the album that comes
Oh,
after.
don't put me on the spot now, because I'm
Well, I
I'm a,
can't remember it, and I
I'm
sang.
a lamb, but I'm a young, like
But yeah, having those
Yeah,
experiences, and also simultaneously, I was working at my church.
yeah,
I was back and forth on the road with Mariah.
right, right,
I was doing the open mic scene in New York City. So
right. That's so different back then.
improvisation.
Yeah,
So between the church and open mic scene, the improvisation muscle had got developed
and that's what I wanted to ask you. Like,
majorly.
was it because at the same because anytime I even I take a microphone or do a
Mm.
selection, like I have a selection coming up at my church, and every day up till then, I'm like, even with the song, I'm like, why am I recording this? I can't. I'm not. Am I as good as I think? Like what? So all
Yeah,
those
you
different
get
things.
all
It's
those
like,
variables. Yeah.
how did you weather those major moments? I mean, because even though Mariah was early in her career, or the bigger opportunities you've had,
Yeah, I
I'm
came
sure
in
you knew the
on,
talent you were around. So
I
how did you?
literally came in on the second album.
Yeah. So
Emotion
how did
was
you
the
find
first.
your voice and still kind of not kick yourself off the scene because of
Um,
that? Was it just like you
actually,
just threw yourself?
affirmation of people that recognized my empathy because they're empathic as well.
Mm,
Um, encouragers, inside, outside,
yeah, yeah.
observers that didn't even know me.
Wow.
And like everybody can't be wrong.
Right, right.
And these are
See,
people that have not corroborated their stories.
mm,
So there's
mm,
got to be something there
that's good.
that's good.
That's good.
And then also quieting those voices of
Mm,
self-doubt. That's the hard thing.
the hard
Because
thing.
that's the way if the ungod can get us to doubt ourselves, he can
Mm,
throw us off of our purpose.
yeah, yeah,
And it's up to us to make a conscientious decision.
yeah,
I'm going to speak life. I'm not going to speak doubt. I'm not going to speak death.
yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to speak positively. I am what God says I am. I
yeah,
believe what God says about me. I don't believe the ungod because he's the father of lies and the accuser of the brethren. I can't.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. And
That's well now
yeah.
now here's the funny thing.
Mhm.
I'm a proud follower of Jesus Christ. I
Yeah.
grew up in the church.
Right.
I want to exhibit Christ, not the church, because there are
I know what you're saying.
so many issues
There are. That's a whole.
because the church is created by men.
Yeah, there has become a vast distinction, and this is where I can
Yeah,
agree between men's organization and the true church. That's a whole
that's a
that's a
whole
whole
other
different
situation.
conversation.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you're absolutely right when
yeah.
you say that, and I really appreciate you mentioning that because you know, that's one thing I've learned to just be patient.
Yeah. Mhm.
I have my journey, and never, you don't want. I'm not a child prodigy by no means. I
Mhm.
never grew up hearing A flat, and I could just,
And knowing where it is, right, right,
yeah, I'm
right.
like, that's a different thing. So, but but even though that's not my journey.
Hmm.
I'm learning. Don't rule yourself out.
Right,
And that's kind of to segue to something I really did want to talk about. That I'm curious on your insight. Now,
mhm,
I have classified myself as a baritone as far as
right,
like my comfy home. We all know a singer is capable of
right.
beyond what they are, but
And
that's where
guys are more capable range wise than women are because y'all have that prepubescent voice,
I didn't know that.
that high voice, and
Mm,
then as you grow and you mature, you develop this resonance. Men have this resonance that a lot of women don't have.
is
Like my
oh
voice is very different. Like I have resonance like a dude.
yeah,
My
especially
voice,
your low notes. Oh my goodness,
my
Lord.
voice changed. My voice changed when I was 12. Like puberty hit me hard.
Oh.
I, I thought I was a freak
No,
because the voice
no.
dropped. I was
Like
singing
your
Chris
speaking
Brown.
voice
My singing voice,
or
everything,
your
it dropped.
wow.
I
Mm.
was at one point in junior high, I was singing the soprano section. By the time I got to high school, I was singing in the tenor section.
Wow. Wow.
And and the exercises that I had learned early on, because my brother was taking lessons when I was a child,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so my mama didn't have babysitters, so I went everywhere. So
Yeah, okay,
he was
yeah.
getting lessons, so was I.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I learned by watching and
Mm-hmm.
listening to the teacher. Excuse me,
You good.
things falling apart. Um, that I learned how to breathe properly. I learned how to do that early on. I learned how to I
That's
learned
good.
about placement, vocalization.
I need to
Yeah,
learn
all of that
that
stuff.
so
I was
much.
learning that at 7. I started learning that at
Ah,
7.
wow.
So by the time
That's
I was 9, when he quit the lessons, I was like, pick me.
yeah.
I want to take the
That's
lessons. And I got more serious about it. So from the
oh.
time I was 9 till I was 12, I was actively taking voice lessons with this woman.
Mm, mm,
And not that I dropped out of lessons, but I advanced.
mm.
Like
I
I
kind of
was
faded
singing,
out.
I was singing with adult choirs
Mm,
because I had the maturity and the focus of
mm.
somebody 10 years older than me,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was that serious about it.
Right.
And that's not everybody. I mean, I was the
Right.
only weird at 3 and 4 years old having a crush on Tom Jones and Al Green.
That
Yeah,
is definitely weird. That's
yeah.
weird.
I mean, what 4-year-old and 3-year-old is gonna sit there in front of TV mesmerized like
Yeah.
and sucking it all in,
Right. But God saw
and
little
mimicking
you.
like, yeah, watching Carol Burnett show, all the variety shows.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was Sesame Street. Those
Yeah.
are my hits.
Oh, see.
The
Yeah,
early Sesame Street stuff.
yeah. And
Like I keep
mm.
reposting this one video, the pink cows,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the little guy in the middle going banana, banana. And when I
Oh,
do it, people are like, you sound just like the me. How do you do that? I'm like, my ear gravitates to that. Like to
right.
this day, I have to have things off my ears when I'm
Mm,
working
mm.
because I need them. They're little.
Yeah.
They're not that big. So, but I like everything to be there.
Right.
I like them to be open so they can
Right.
receive everything that I need to receive.
That's
To
good.
be to execute what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I have this thing when people come up, I'm very
Yeah.
pray for me. I
Yeah,
don't like people in my space.
no, I get it. I get it. Okay, well,
unless I know you well enough.
I was about to ask you that. Let's unpack
You can
that.
walk up on me if you know me. You can walk up on me. You can jump on me. You can hug me. You can squeeze me. Whatever. If I don't know you and you get in my
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's the
fall
New
back.
York in you.
I think
That's
so.
the New York. We don't do
I
that.
think so.
Because New York, we be like, hey, 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 hey,
Hey,
hey,
fall back.
hey.
Fall back, kid. Yeah.
Right, right, right. No,
Yeah.
I love that. But I mentioned, I'm curious about your perspective because one of the things I've realized, and this to kind of take a more even a blunter, I like to speak very straightforward.
Yeah.
And in my experience, it seemed like okay, so I'll say this. I'm really one of those people that I can both appreciate so many aspects of a singer, different singers. I mean, I grew
Yeah.
up on Mariah, whatnot.
Right.
But I'm a baritone, and I also grew up on those, those old school, like when they had bass in the harmony, when they had, when they had soloists,
Crooners. Yeah.
crooners. I grew up on. I'm so blessed with the palette. Like I didn't grow up in different eras because I'm here, but at the same time, I grew up listening to different eras. You know what I'm
Got it.
saying? So I guess I'm always wondering why on TikTok sometimes I'll share like I recently shared a snippet. Well, I put out a little cover, and yes, I could. Now that you said I need to be more confident, I'm like, okay, now I know why I'm not happy with that cover. But
Right. Right.
but,
Right.
I'm like, but it's okay. I'm glad I did it because it's a
Yeah.
building block. But I
I
did
mean,
one.
part of the process is we emulate what we like,
Right. I was just
but
about to say that. Yeah.
inside of that emulation, we're finding our own voice.
Thank you for that because
Yeah.
people don't understand it, and I think sometimes I'm a cover boy. I love I
Yeah.
write songs, but I'm a cover boy. And I'll pull
Those
out a
things
cover.
that, well, that's because it triggers a memory
Thank you.
or a sensation or
Yes,
something like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It just
yes.
does.
It
They just do.
does. It
Like every time
does.
I hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm like, I go
It
back to
takes you
7th
there.
Street. Yeah.
Right. It takes, and nostalgia is important, I think, for purpose because
Absolutely.
life is so, I mean, look around. We need to connect to not to the moments always, but
Hmm.
it's the internal thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, one of the reasons why I'm such a, like a smiley type is because I grew up on Mr. Rogers. Like he's like my TV dad.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
And that explains probably, I didn't realize that until recently when people were like, you remind me of him. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because I'm
That
all like,
and his musicality advised so many of us. Like I used to
yeah.
sit there. I really wouldn't pay attention to his stories. I would pay attention to his songs and the
His
music
songs,
in between, going between
make
Mr.
believe.
Rogers' apartment and going to Make Believe Land.
Hmm.
Because that the man that he playing,
Oh my gosh, John Costa. I think
brilliant,
John Costa,
brilliant.
insane, insane. And how
And
he
he was
actually,
a pianist as well. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
right, right. I heard he reinvented in different ways. He would like reintroduce the
the guy
measure.
that played it never played the
Yeah,
theme the same way over 30 years. It was
crazy.
different every single time.
Crazy, crazy talent.
That's another level improvisation.
It,
That's
it,
a
it
whole
is.
other
It
level.
is. It is. And I honestly, I didn't even realize it's a different conversation. I didn't realize the connection between jazz and gospel music because I'm like, oh, he's doing churchy stuff. And I'm like, that's how I heard it when I listened to
Jazz
him.
is the baby of blues and classical.
Yeah, yeah,
And I say that because they were, well, just being
yeah.
of African descent,
Right, right,
it's in our DNA
right.
to be
Yeah.
uber
Yes.
creative.
Uber. That's a good way to put it.
And
Yes.
we come up with things that nobody has even pondered,
Right. Right.
but because it's in our literally in our bones. And
Yeah.
like we come up with
Generation.
stuff that people couldn't even think of, which is why
Yeah.
they made the trademark
Right.
and
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. They
to
can't get
appropriate things that they
right.
didn't create.
They cannot. It's kind
Don't
of
be
like
deceived, people. We're both light skinned, but we're black.
we're
Okay.
black. We are black. It's wintertime, so I'm getting even more lighter. So now I got to fight for
Uh,
myself more.
I haven't done the sun since '96 when I got sunburned in Australia. I haven't done it since
Oh
then.
no, not the sun burning you now. Ugh, but no. But I would have to say you are the whatever black I don't have is in you because seriously, I mean, culturally, I mean, I think I recall. I think my first kind of debut of you from my little corner of Queens, New York, was Tyler Perry's Stage Plays. I think
Okay,
that's
yeah.
that's. I was like, oh my. Well, in my mind, I'm like Tyler, because we had those like the plastic DVDs. I was like, how everybody in his show can sing crazy, So I was like,
Except him. Ha!
except him.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
he can't sing, but
That was in. I did Medea. I did Aunt Bam's Place first.
yeah, yeah.
Because we did that one and that went right to video. And then after that, we did Medea Gets a Job. We would travel on the road with that. And then we
Remember that.
recorded the video.
I remember that, and you
Yep.
sang crazy, and then you fast forward to the years later. I have to add this in there, but Precious, I can't remember the timeline, so
That was,
don't.
oh,
But
actually,
Precious
that was
Lord,
before. No, Precious Jesus.
Precious
That
Jesus, right?
that
Yes,
was before Tyler. That was like,
really,
that was like '04.
because I never seen a video. I just seen like there's someone posted like a photo, and that was like the
Yeah.
one that I came across. I'm like, when was that?
That
Was
was
that live,
'04.
right?
It
That
was
was
a
live.
live recording. Dr. Teresa Hairston,
Mm,
the praise and worship conference that she used to do.
that was
And
incredible.
that was in '04
Oh,
because I did Precious Jesus in '04 and I did My Praise Is My Weapon in '05.
uh,
They recorded every year.
I'll tell you this too. Singing along to you doing that, I remember singing the first few lines after I got it in my head. I'm like, oh, I don't have control over my voice. I was like, you're the kind of singer that make you realize how much further you got to go. And I was like, oh, see, how in the world I could, I learned Bomb and Gilead, I'm a Casey Clarkson fan, but
Right.
I learned all them runs, my little baritone version. So I'm like, but I'm just like, how she just, I'm like, oh, Jesus. It's like,
Exercise, exercise, and repetition.
oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
tell people that all the time. How can I sing like you? You won't. First
Yeah.
of all, you know
Right,
you
right, right.
won't ever,
Right.
because I'm gonna
Yes,
sing
ma'am.
like me, and you gonna sing
Yes.
like you,
Yes. Yes.
and we need you
Yes.
just as
That's
much. They want to hear me. We need
that's
we
what
need to hear you.
that's what I want to ask you to kind of circle back to.
Mm,
I'm a baritone. Can you give me some encouragement and kind of analyze this on a larger scope if you can?
mm.
Why there is not a common consensus that we hold just as much space and
That's
are capable
popular in popular music.
and
Yeah.
because it seems like, for example, let's make a raw example. If there are certain songs that if there was nobody to lead, no soprano, no alto to lead, I could hold it down. I'm not
Right.
I'm not saying I'm like the best singer. I know I have more to go, but I don't care if it's Order My Steps, a Richard
Right.
Smallwood song. There's just certain
Right.
songs I know the skeleton of that I'm like,
Right.
oh, I can do ad libs. I can do, but it's like
Right.
I don't think people when they think of soloists,
They don't
they
think of
don't
a
think of
baritone.
baritones. They don't, and is it that people don't think we're
Well,
impressive enough? I
it
don't
might be
understand
a
it.
thing of the texture and the
Okay,
timbre of the voice.
okay.
Okay, good example.
hmm
When I say Anita Baker, what do you think?
I
What do
think
you think
I
voice
think tone.
classification? What
I
do you think
think
voice classification? Where do you think she sits?
like range
Yeah,
classification. I would say like I don't think soprano. I think on her greatest day an alto.
right.
Like
That's
yeah,
because of the texture and the tone of a voice
the richness. Yeah,
and the richness.
yeah.
She has tricked many an alto who thought they could come up and do Sweet Love as seamlessly
Really.
and as fluidly as she did, because she has
Uh,
a thickness to her sound. And we're used to hearing sopranos that have a thinner sound.
pointy. Yeah.
Pointed, exactly.
Yes, yeah,
And she has this rich
yeah. Full
thing
tone.
engulfs
Yeah,
the tone. Because if
yeah,
you listen to a woman sing Sweet Love
yeah.
as a soprano, it's gonna
Right.
be I'm in love, sweet
Yeah,
love, instead of
yeah,
I'm in love, sweet love.
yeah. It
It's the
takes.
same
Yeah,
thing, but she
yeah,
has a richness, and where she places her voice and where she allows
yeah,
it to sit,
yeah.
it's a different experience. But that
So
doesn't mean she's not a soprano.
right. So I guess I'm curious to that point. So like certain. So like I know the perspective of when people have a perception of a song, they have certain expectations, right? So
Yeah.
that's put to the side. But say, okay, for example, one of the songs, I mean, and sidebar, I did not even know you were on Hero, which is like the song that
Well,
started me
what's
off.
funny
I
is
saw
is
it in the
the
video. Okay.
iterations of Hero.
Yeah.
There was a time when it first came out, there were no
Yeah.
back.
Really?
There are no backgrounds on Hero originally. If you go back to the original record,
As was it on Music Box with the original record?
yes.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And there were no backgrounds on it. We
Uh,
had to do an event somewhere, and Mariah was like, "I need background. Melanie, can you come up with a background arrangement?"
did she just want them, or did she need
She
them?
wanted them,
Okay, gotcha, 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 gotcha. Okay.
and I was like, "What?"
You didn't do BGVs for like ballads too much back then, or was it just like you just
Not
did for
on not
surprise?
on that stuff that was already set because that's the way I
Got
produced it.
you. Okay, got you. Okay.
I had to for a couple of events that we had to do, and she had gotten to a point where she's like, I need my singers with me, and I need background arrangement. I had to make a background arrangement for "You and I" by Stevie Wonder
Wow.
in order for her to sing it to him.
Oh wow.
So I was
That's
like,
something.
how did I get here?
You
How did
got
this
invited.
happen? How did this happen? So I
Yeah.
had to come up with background arrangements,
Wow.
but unfortunately, that's not going to be listed in the credits.
Right, because it's not on the record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was it 'cause, but that was on the lot with the music video, right? That wasn't the
Yeah,
event you're
that's
talking
on.
about,
I
right?
think she put the one with the backgrounds on the number one's record. I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Because I hear it in one of the tracks,
Yep,
but
that's my arrangement.
that's it was so simple, but it's like
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I would not have. I mean, I probably did because I did have the Music Box CD, but in my mind, I'm like the BGVs were always there. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
in my mind, I was like, oh, it's like, huh? You added that? Like you kind of snuck it in.
That's a I believe that's a definitely a God-given gift
Yeah,
that my accompaniment for people
right.
isn't so in your face, but it's there to be supportive.
Exactly, exactly.
So
Yeah,
it enhances the performance of it instead of overshadowing it. Because
yeah.
there was a trend during the '90s where the
Hmm.
background singers did the meat of the song,
Really?
and
I
all
never
the lead
noticed.
singer was doing ad libs.
Yeah, yeah. They in
What's
like the.
Genuine song? My whole life has changed.
Oh
And
yeah,
the background is doing the meat
the
of the
whole
song.
melody. Wow.
Genuine is ad libbing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were trying to be like rappers.
Almost. Almost. But
Right,
that's what I was saying. I worked during
right.
like the golden age of music because
Yeah.
they needed background singers that could handle that stuff.
Right,
Because
right, right, right.
before they were really using the technology to do
Yeah.
putting the background in the can or in a click
Mm.
track
Oh
that
wow.
the music director or the drummer would trigger and play throughout the song because it'd be as close to the original record version as possible. But a lot of times artists they prefer to have that live feel. They want
Yeah,
real bodies back there singing their songs.
yeah, yeah. A track is just a different because it's yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
because
different
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go see them when they come here to New York.
Hmm.
Brandy and Monica, they're
Oh yeah,
singing all their stuff live, but most of their concert is track.
track. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's interesting to me.
Track with singers, which I appreciate
Yeah.
that they're
Oh
still
yeah,
using that.
yeah. Like yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah,
I was like, I remember seeing a couple live. I love like I study live things, and
yeah.
I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, why they got singers and a track? I'm like, I know I'm hearing some stems or something, you know?
Well, it makes it fuller, number
Yeah,
one.
yeah, makes sense.
Um,
Right.
and if the singers have done their job,
Yeah,
they lock it to a point of sounding
yeah,
um like you can't tell the difference between them or the
yeah,
track
yeah,
when
yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing it.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's again that's repetition, that's private
yeah.
rehearsal, that's personal rehearsal.
Right.
And again I say I can't say this enough. You can't get away from repetition.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a one of the things that I've realized to your what you were saying earlier is everybody don't take it serious, and that's why there's a certain level of withdrawal I have from individuals that are like that because I know it's passion is a very fiery thing. You know what I'm saying? And when you're around
And
people
it
that
and it can be misunderstood. Yeah.
yes, I get misunderstood. I'm like I'm like it's like a therapy session right now because like no, like I get
They're like,
misunderstood.
why are you so fiery about that? It's like, no,
Yeah.
I have a passion about it.
Yeah, and it's like I truly I post about it often about
Mhm.
like intentionally trying to like spook people into realizing, yeah, you could drop dead tomorrow. Yeah, you could lose your voice tomorrow. What would you do then? Like I know singers,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? I know singers that can sing
I've had to
around
learn
you.
that over this last 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah. And I don't want to say too, really quick, I am just to kind of go to the future and to the present. I'm so amazed at your persistence, at just your resolve, you know?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think from
I'm
a young
amazed at that.
age, I determined there's no plan B.
Mm.
Because most people, like you said to me earlier, you're an IT guy, but you love
Yeah.
music. I have a
Yeah.
friend. He's a musician. He's a keyboard player, but he's
Hmm.
an attorney. But his passion
Mm.
is for music, and
Yeah.
he's very, very good at both.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's left and right brained. I'm all right brain.
Yeah. Whew.
It's
So
all
yes,
music.
it's nothing else.
I've had to learn the skill of administration, um, of logistics,
Mm.
of planning, of just the workings of the business side of stuff.
Right.
Had to
Right.
learn that. That's a learned behavior.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
the way that I operate,
Hmm.
just musically, is a learned behavior too, because the gift is cool, but
Right.
if you don't sharpen it, if you don't cultivate it, if you don't form it,
Yeah.
it's going to be willy-nilly,
Yeah, yeah, and
you know.
I thank you for mentioning that because a big part of my personal musical journey too. It's a lot of insecurity can set in because I'm like, shouldn't I already be able to do this? Shouldn't I be
No.
able to solid at that? Like
Oh,
I'm like,
uh,
especially in the studio. I'm like, I was gonna ask you about that. You've been in the studio a gazillion times, probably more than I've been in diapers. But it's like,
I've been in and out of studios for the last 40 years, so yeah.
like, isn't it wild how I didn't really I remember there was a song on the album that I recorded like the months ago that Great as a Promise and it was a little bit higher. I'm like, let's go to the key of G,
Hmm.
and so I'm like, why am I so pitchy? Why am I so
Because
flat?
you're in an area that you're not accustomed to being, and
Mm,
you have to exercise that
yeah.
before performing it.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
like back in the day, like, okay, this culture was created in the music industry in the last 30, 40 years, where
Yeah.
you go to the studio and you create everything from scratch,
Right.
i.e., the great, incredible
Mm-hmm.
sage that just passed away, D'Angelo. That's what he did
Oh,
with
yeah.
Voodoo. He spent 5 years
Wow.
creating everything from scratch for
That's
Voodoo.
a,
That's a long time.
that is a
That's
long
a lot of
time.
money. Now,
Yeah.
the flip side of that is Motown.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Gordy made sure that they were well rehearsed before they got in the studio, because they were in and out of the studio like that. They had to
Yeah.
be quick,
Studio time.
and they
Wow.
had to be rehearsed.
Yeah.
So we had this. It was almost like a luxury of being able to go and live in the studio and create from scratch.
Right. Right. Right.
That was when they were giving away $1 million budgets, and you could spend that money.
Oh, see, yeah. And so to your point, like that environment, I'm just moving a
Yeah,
traverse a little bit,
yeah, no
but
worries.
that environment, and that's a good point that you mentioned because when I'm in my own spaces
Hmm.
and nothing's recording, I'm doing everything I can possibly do, and I'm singing in ways I'm like, why can't I just do this on a record? So it is a
Well, here's
side.
the thing: it's trial and error. You got to see if it
Yeah,
works,
yeah, yeah. That's a
and
good
you got to
point.
get out of your way and stop being afraid to try it.
Yeah.
Because I always tell this to my choirs or people
Hmm.
I'm working with: when they don't sing, I don't know what to fix.
Hmm.
If I don't hear it, I don't know where you're right or where you're wrong. I got to hear it.
Yeah.
I can't read your mind,
Yeah, yeah, that's an excellent point.
and the audience can't read your mind. If you want to convey it a certain way, we don't know that's what you meant to do. We only know what you're doing.
That's a good point. I
Yeah.
have heard that most times people, when you are live, most people don't even catch the things that you catching.
One of the
You find
things,
that to be true?
yeah, one of the things, especially with open mics, because open
Mm,
mics, people think it's a glorified karaoke, but it's a lot more than that, because you're literally
mm,
playing with live instrumentation, even though it's a cover song.
Yeah.
You're giving your interpretation of it. It's not going to be
Right.
exactly like the record,
Yeah. Yeah. And I
unless
saw
you
you.
got unless you got charts in front of you
Right.
and you're doing it note for note for note for note for note, just like
Right.
the.
The classical
But
style. Right.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
open for interpretation
Right.
when you're freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people this all the time: it's never going to be exactly like that person because you're not that person.
Right.
You're not.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
can
Right.
emulate them, you can imitate them.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of
But at
that.
what point are you going to inject yourself,
Yeah.
your voice
Yeah.
into it? That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. By the time I was 26, I had finally
Mm-hmm.
figured out and settled into what I sound like.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, I had been. It was MTV Unplugged,
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas album, Music Box, all back to back.
Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
by that time, having that exercise or having that
Yeah.
repetition, I settled into what I sound like.
Mm.
Even
That
though
makes
I'm
sense.
emulating the form of what Mariah was doing. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I can sing those notes like her. I'm not going to sound like
Yeah.
her,
Right. Right.
but
Because
I can
yeah.
match
Right.
rhythmically and texture wise what she's
Yeah.
doing, where you
Yeah.
can't tell us apart,
Right.
but you know there's two different voices.
Yeah. I mean, that's why. I mean, to kind of, it's like a little bit of a analysis on that. That's why, maybe from my perspective, listening to you as a soloist, I'm like, I would not like. I could see that. It's like you're such a. That's why it's amazing to like to that you had the experiences you had and have
Yeah,
when I got to listen, because when I came across your music and you as a singer, it was independent of what you've done in the past. So it was like
right.
I was my even but so you're explaining to me your ability to do the BGVs, and
Yeah.
but also you're such a it's not just like, because there are singers that sound like you're saying, they emulate Mariah, they,
Mm-hmm.
I can name
Or
many, like,
Beyonce or Whitney
yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
yeah, and then
Brandy. Yeah, yeah.
right, but
Or
you're
Monica.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, you're one singer that's always just stood alone to me as in
Okay.
my head. I remember even like I hope you recall this, but there was one, it was like a mic toss moment you did with Leandria that I remember.
Yeah, that was at Allen Cathedral, the church I used to service at.
Yeah, and you did like you just traversed so many different. I mean, it's like you were like a kid in the playground traversing.
Here are the variables of that situation.
Okay, yeah.
I had been singing since 6:30 that morning,
Ooh, what time was that video done? What time was
like
that moment?
5 in the evening. So I had been up, and we did three services at that time. So it was 6:30, 8:30, and 11:15 services
Oh
that
my
we had
God.
sung at. We had to come back after because our services would usually let out about 1:45,
Hmm.
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Had to go get something to eat, get ourselves refreshed, and come back and do a concert with Leandria. I was exhausted.
It didn't seem like it.
I was exhausted because I
Yeah.
also where I served, I was the swing.
What does that
If
mean?
there if an alto had to step out to lead, I had to fill that spot.
Gotcha,
If a
gotcha, gotcha,
tenor
gotcha.
had to step out to lead, I had to fill that spot. If a
Mm.
soprano stepped out to lead, I had to fill that spot. If I had to lead a song, I had to lead the song. If I had to direct a choir, I had to direct a choir.
Ooh.
And that happened throughout the service.
Oh, throughout
And
the day.
I was ping ponging all over the place.
Wow,
So I was exhausted.
I can
I'd
imagine.
done three services. By the time 11:30 service come, we're sitting up there. And when everything calms down, adrenaline stops. You're like,
I can imagine. I mean,
so. By the time she got to me, and then she called me out, I was like, oh,
yeah.
there's nothing here. I'm working on fumes. That's why I stayed in the low register.
Right. Yeah. Oh, is that why you made those choices to kind
And
of?
I was
Yeah.
singing. And that night, I was singing tenor behind her.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's why I stayed in the low register. My highs were gone because I was tired.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what but I enjoyed.
But
I
at the same
mean,
time, I love calling on Jesus. So
yes,
there's
yes.
that.
Well, no, I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I remember there was one little part you did like an echo, and I was like, oh, come on, like that was that KCS thing in there, and
Yeah.
I just loved like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have created such an identity, and
Mm,
the aside from the scale of whatever the grand scheme of it all is, I just it's when I say to you I've admired you so much because of, and just also talking with you now,
yeah.
and that's why I'm glad we had the chance to talk offline
Yeah.
before we got on, because I'm I'm young, but I can read people very, very well. And
Yeah.
even watching you on the interview, I was like, oh wow, like yes, oh she's like a sweet soul because everybody has talented. I don't have,
Listen, my mama used to say this to me all the time. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
come on, because I have been questioning that, not myself and my integrity,
Mm,
but I've been questioning. It seems like the world is wanting you to think you can't get nowhere being nice to people. You can't get nowhere being kind and not being a sucker. Because I'm
right.
leaving that.
But
I'm
but
you know.
that's cultural constructs, not kingdom mindset.
Mm,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
dog eat dog. That is, unfortunately, we've been
yeah,
exposed to the narcissism since 2016,
yeah,
that normalizes that kind of
yeah.
mindset,
I agree.
and it is harmful. I feel bad for the babies that's coming up that are
I do
5,
too.
10, and 15
I do
years
too.
old, because by the time we get old, they're going to be the ones that's supposed to be taking care of us, and they're not.
Yeah, that spirit of just unconditional kindness
Yeah,
is just
it
so
it
rare.
it pays off so much. I
It
mean,
does.
you get further along. Like, okay, I've dealt in life with many people because empaths
Sure.
attract narcissists.
You know, you saying something today. You came in here
And
to talk.
the keywords: I worked, past tense, worked for
Mm,
one. I one of them tried to manage me. I was managed, past tense. I was married, past tense, to one. Um, and I always saw them,
mm.
but because I want to give folk the benefit of the doubt,
Uh, See, that's the worst
and
part, though. You've
and
seen that, so you've
love,
seen that
and
before.
if I love them, it should
Why,
make a difference,
why do we love the devil? We're just,
because we think everybody is redeemable, but
yeah, yeah,
they're
you
not.
know. And then you know what I've realized too, and I'm glad we're off the music for a second. I realized that people want I no no how to say this. People want to not believe that you are genuinely being genuine. You know what I'm
Genuine,
saying?
exactly.
And
They're
it's
like,
like
oh, it's too
no.
good. It's too good to be true.
Right, right. And I think that there are people in my life too that I know that even with you know when I did my music stuff, I intentionally was like, you know, some people they choose the more mysterious route when it comes to things.
Right.
They say work in silence and pop out, which has its place. But one of the reasons why I'm like, you know, I'm a regular guy, so
Yeah.
let me kind of show my little process. And if my first single, I did a cover of "Free" by Kiara, and it's nice. The mix was all the things I've done before are little itches of like, okay, this was not good. This
Little
was bad.
segment of you, yeah.
Right, exactly. But I chose to make that public, not because I was like,
Showing
I
off.
thought showing off, but because I knew that there's somebody that could see me
That
mess
the
up and then say, oh, got you.
there was a thing that I did. I used to do in the open mics. Now, open
Mm,
mic became a thing in New York City,
mm,
probably like 30 years ago,
wow.
maybe more. They've been around for years, but I'd say they
Yeah.
became their peak of popularity about 30 years ago, and that's
Mm,
when I started,
wow.
with Ron Grant, the late great Ron Grant,
Wow.
and with Cheryl Pepsi Riley, and with
Jeez.
Mike Davis.
You
These are
are
people that
history.
these are
Literally.
all the people that were literally grooming me.
Wow.
It was on the job training,
Mm,
literally.
wow.
So I'm
Internship,
beside
right?
them, I'm with them, work singing with them, but I'm learning while I'm with them.
Wow.
And I adopted this thing. I didn't take myself so seriously,
Mm,
because for me, going to the open mics was like going to a play date.
mm.
Oh, I get to play with my friend.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. And
Right.
it's funny because people that were either intimidated or in
Mm,
competition, or that's their mentality to be in competition with people,
mhm.
they would be like, I can't play with you. You don't play fair. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not trying to do.
Yeah.
There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about iron sharpening iron,
Yes, I was just talking about that. Yes.
and you can't be the big fish in a little pond and expect to grow when there's no space to
No,
grow. You need to
no.
put yourself around other
Yeah,
sharp people, so that
yeah,
you can sharpen yourself.
yeah, absolutely.
I had the privilege of having that opportunity, being
Mm.
around like people like, "Are you Mariah's vocal coach?" No, I was not.
Who said that?
People have said that for years. They're like, "Oh, you was with
Uh,
Mariah. You were her vocal coach." I'm like, "Nah, She knew what she
Well,
wanted to
there
do
we
with her
go. We
voice.
dispelled that myth.
Right. I like she knew what she wanted to do, but we used
Right.
to trade, vicariously. Like
Hmm.
she would do something, and I'm like, "Ooh, I would try that," and then I
Yeah.
would try something. She's like, "Ooh, let me try that." So we
Yeah.
would
Feed
trade
off each
with
other.
one. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
We
But
all did that with
that's to
Kelly
your
and Cherie, with Kelly Price
yeah.
and
That's to your
Cherie Price.
point.
We all used to do that.
Yeah. You had the
We fed
right.
off each
You
other.
had the right people there, literally. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's because I'm sure I mean, obviously having being around the Price sisters and Mariah and different like not
Mhm.
us because what you would I doubt you would get like if I was sitting across from my agent versus sitting across from another vocalist, right? It's like you're gonna
From a fellow art creator. Yeah.
right
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
They're able to pull
Well,
that
even
that's
even if you're sitting with somebody that's a
mm,
graphic arts,
mm.
you can like okay. I remember being again, like I'm saying, this is like 25 years ago. I remember being at the underground and the dancers from Alvin Ailey would come in when they were home
Mm.
rehearsing, and they would just show up on a Sunday.
Uh,
And if the music was getting good, they were just sitting there squirming in their seats and just doing all kind of
mm.
because that
Right.
expressed their art. So it was
Right.
so inspirational to see them.
Mm.
I mean, we got these little tiny aisles, these little raggedy
Yeah.
chairs and tables. They
Yeah.
up there floating through them, and it's like, yo, that's fine.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
it's because you found a synergy with one another, even though you
Yes.
didn't may not have made eye contact, but
Yes.
something tonally,
Yes. Yes.
aurally made the
Yes.
connection with you.
Yes.
And then
That.
for us, it's
Yes.
visual because we're watching them react to
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing audibly.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing
It
exchange.
is. It is. It is. I mean, I'm right there with you because it is that right there. If there's those are the moments in life that it's almost like a high. I
Yeah.
really chase those
What are
moments.
it not is it endorphins or a
Ah,
dopamine boost?
dopamine. Yes, it's the best
Dopamine.
kind because
Yes.
that's when I feel like the little Elijah that had the cassette player playing, Helen Baylor. Those, when you're a kid, you just had the same stuff on and over. It's like I even wanted to mention her too. I don't know if you've ever had correspondence with Helen Baylor, but she's like a
No, but she is like a major influence. Just her
you get
approach.
it, you
Yeah.
get it, you
Oh
get
yeah.
it, I think only recent years because the live experience CD she did in 1994 because
Hmm.
that's how you know you were obsessed when you know the year. But that was the first CD my mom ever gave me, and I
Okay.
remember over and over. Oh, track one. I even know her testimony. Like I could, So it's
Right.
like,
We all do.
yeah,
Grand
right.
grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah. But I realized I'm like, oh, maybe I was like, I don't know the science behind it, but I'm
But do you
convinced.
hear how I just dropped it to
Yeah,
her tone?
yeah. Because she has that. She has that. I don't know
She
where
has
she
that
takes
richness,
it from.
that
Yeah,
fullness.
I think that's where I learned. Because people, if there's one thing people tell me in real life when I
Mm,
sing is they always say tone. Your tone
yeah.
is so unique. Your richness of your tone. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? But I'm
Yeah.
learning that now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I learned that from her, hearing her so much
Absolutely.
that it wasn't like her high notes that sonically was like, oh, I want to sing high. I was like, she makes me feel something, and
Yeah.
that was my
It's
decision.
the
Not, you know what I'm
intention.
saying?
It's
Right, like,
intention.
and her story. Not she didn't write the songs, but like even the songs on her record, like
Hmm.
I'm like, if I write songs, I need to write songs that tell a story. I can't just,
Like
you know.
I don't know if she did it
Hmm. Hmm.
beforehand or it was done
Yeah.
Awesome God. I never knew that her
Yeah.
verse is Awesome God until she did it.
She'd like a verse to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole like, I mean, it's just she just really walked you. I wish I could transport back to the. That's what I'm saying. We just always come back to the '90s. It's just it has
It
such a
was it was
magic.
amazing
Yeah.
creative era. It
Yeah, it
really, really
was.
was. There was so
Yeah.
I mean, like when we would be
Yeah.
out on the road with Mariah, we would run into people.
Mm.
Um, we were all out on the same promo tours. Like I remember one
Right.
promo tour we did, we were following Barry White, Cher,
Oh,
Mariah, and then J Lo was behind us. That
wow.
was the order that we were going. Each
Wow.
venue we stopped at, that was the order.
Wow.
There was another time we did an award show in Sweden.
Mm.
We were waiting backstage to go on with Mariah. Sting is on sound checking. Yolanda, not Yolanda.
Mm.
Olita Adams just
Mm.
getting ready to sound check after we're done. I was just like, "Ah."
Yeah, that was
Fangirling,
that's
completely
crazy.
fangirling.
And that's what's so unique about your and I'm so glad and it's to connect it to that. You know, I'm glad you have a very, you know, I think you're wise to learn to disconnect from the kind of more extreme selflessness. I'm going to make this make sense. The
Yeah,
extreme selflessness that is vulnerability. We're both on that same journey.
yeah.
So you know,
It's a
we
continual journey. It
it is a
is.
continual journey.
Mm.
But I think there is a rare strength in that. You know what I'm saying? There's a
I was
rare
just
strength
watching
in
this
that.
video. It was talking about the psychologist Carl Jung,
I think I've heard of that.
and he did a study on a woman that was empathetic, but she
Mm-hmm.
was only 34 years old at the time that he was treating her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was extremely empathetic and had been abused by narcissistic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And he said her growth through it
Mm-hmm.
made her the most dangerous kind of empath,
Wow.
meaning that she began to recognize the patterns of narcissistic people and people that were manipulative. But she,
Yeah.
to the point where she didn't care about them being manipulative, but she maintained her empathy and her
Mm.
sensitivity. He said that's an extremely dangerous person.
You got to
He said
send me
that's,
that.
I got to find it again because I think I posted it. It's on my stories.
Okay. Okay.
If you go to
Okay.
my stories on IG, it's on there.
Okay, okay.
But
That is
that thing, I was
powerful.
wow. I
That's
think I sent it to
I'm
you
trying
on
to tap into
DM.
that.
I think I sent it to you on DM.
Did you?
I think I may have.
Was
Check it
it?
out.
No, I think it was Jay Shetty, something else. But who like
I gotta find
well
it.
when you get a chance, just like send me the name of the person. But
Mm-hmm.
it that is
You're gonna
something I'm
make me go
trying.
looking right now.
Yeah, you got an iPad. You can do that multitasking. No, but that is something I'm trying to tap into because
Yeah,
it is the I never thought, and you're right, 2016 is a big point, a big part of that because the you know
yeah,
it starts from the top. Me personally, I'm not the type of person that's influenced so easily by, you know, a figurehead, but you're right. There's a sweeping sense of even bullying. People don't really care about how harsh they are to people. You know,
right.
I mean,
Well, again, this model has been modeled in our face.
yeah,
Is all about me,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
that's been normalized, and it's not normal.
yeah. It's not. It's not.
It's not.
And I'm curious to.
We were built
Mhm.
to we were built for community.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
100%.
this whole thing about I'm gonna get all that's mine, and what you don't use, I'm gonna take yours too. That's not community.
No,
And when you
no.
don't agree with me, I'm gonna cast you aside. That's not community. That's
Yeah,
normal.
no, it is, and we need to make that more clear. You know what I'm saying? And the more
Yeah.
we can, that it is not normal to use and till you drain it and then just toss it to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We replenish each other. And ironically, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of African cultures maintain that tradition of
Absolutely.
the way we survive is community wise, you know,
Yes.
but you know, capitalism among many other things. But but it is a you know, but I'm glad at least I was telling somebody this the other day. I was at church and I was telling him we were having
Hmm.
a conversation about how he was expressing to me how sometimes, you know, it feels, and he was absolutely right. Sometimes it feels like it's confusing why people will treat another person with respect by default only based upon like their merit. Like by default, people deserve respect. You know what I'm saying? He's not saying like
They give them respect based on what they can see
what.
of their accomplishments,
Yes, 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 yes.
not
Material.
knowing the person.
Right. Because there are
Yeah.
people that are given respect that are monsters and would eat them alive. Actually, you will give your own monster respect and then just put your head in his mouth, versus just
Crazy.
like here
Yeah.
you go, versus
Ego
embrace.
baby.
And then you got a
What?
Care Bear. You got a Care Bear behind you with open arms. But
But you because that Care Bear is too familiar to you,
right,
you're like,
yeah, yeah,
they'll
yeah,
always,
yeah.
and you take for granted that they'll always
Right.
be there.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you know, it is an awesome, awesome thing to think about. But if you
Yeah,
do find that, let me know.
I'm looking right now.
So was it like a motivational speaker, or
No,
was
it was one
it?
of those AI generated things. I found it.
Oh, okay. Well, see, yeah, I need to
I
talk to
was
my
like,
mom.
that's my ADHD. I know I'm talking to you. I'm multitasking over here. I'm like, I gotta find this. It's gonna drive me nuts.
No, look, because as soon as you said AI, I was thinking of my mom, because she been loving, like, she loves to listen to stories, like,
Okay.
all the generation, they like, oh, I just remembered that we don't listen to stories anymore. Do we
We
listen to
don't.
stories?
The closest thing we have to that is Audible books,
Yeah, yeah, but like,
and
I
not
mean.
everybody takes advantage of it.
No, no. It's screen. And that's the thing, another thing too, like maybe that's the empath part that you're talking about, and maybe it's the artistry side, but I can both,
Yeah,
and I think people don't understand this, maybe it's just not about me, but just in general. You can both understand issues,
yeah,
but also be part of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, on my podcast, I like to talk about those under the rug things, you know?
yeah, yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling him how we were talking about music and singing, and I said, it's important for people to draw inspiration and not envy, because
Right.
envy can destroy you. Like,
Yeah.
like he
That's the comparison thing, man.
exactly.
Comparison is the death of community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what I was telling him too, is like, he's like a choir director,
Okay.
and he's good at three-part harmonies and
Hmm.
harmonies above that. I'm on the baby side of that. I can handle a three-part, as you heard in the song. It wasn't the most
Yeah.
amazing, but it was okay. Right? Tell me I'm right, please.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Okay,
Right. Right.
okay. But but I told him, I said, I can admire your gift. That's your gift,
Right.
and also, I'm not diminishing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
and I know for a fact there are strengths I have, he doesn't
Mhm.
have. There's strengths he has that I don't have. And
When did we get to the point where complimenting somebody else is diminishing us?
yeah,
When did we get there? How did we get here? Because you compliment somebody else on what they can do, that means you're diminishing yourself?
yeah, yeah.
No, that means, okay, here I go, right back. This is where I go for my response, for my results. The Bible declares in the New Testament,
Yeah.
God said all the other commandments, yeah, obey those, but the two greatest ones, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, body, soul.
Hmm.
Second one, love your neighbor like you love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that has been negated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been diminished.
They're like, love yourself like you love yourself.
See, this is why we need Mr. Rogers, because they don't got nobody on TV
Exactly.
saying,
The Presbyterian minister, yes.
it's wild, and it's
Yeah,
wild that is considered corny now.
it is.
I mean, even
Or
the
or a simp.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Story
yeah.
that's floating around simp.
Listen, I will hold the door for. See, again. That's why when I first addressed you, I'm like, how may I address you? Because yes, call me,
Right.
stuck
That's
up,
that
but
that's home training.
that's home training. See, my mom. I had to add this in the interview, so when mom sees it, she'd give me points, and cook something for me later.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I hold on to that. That's
Yes.
why,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I got
And then
something
and,
rare.
and also like, okay, I've been around
Yeah.
uh celebrities and watching them interact with people. And I've
Mm-hmm.
also had the benefit of being with them when they're in people's faces and being with them behind the scenes. And I have a problem with inconsistency, a major one,
On their part, or
on
on.
anybody's part.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
got this one demeanor in front
yeah.
of people, and then when the cameras are off and nobody's in your face and asking you for an autograph or just wanting to talk to you, you're totally different. That's that's a bit of a
Yeah, yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah, yeah.
Over the years, like I said, I've sung in clubs, I've sung in church, I've
Mhm.
sung in stages, I've sung
Yeah.
in venues, and one thing I can say that I'm very proud of, and I don't
Hmm.
like the word pride too much.
I know what you're saying.
Kind of scares me.
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
I follow you.
but one of the things I'm proud to say is people say wherever you are exactly the same. They're like, you clowning up on the platform in church. I see you on the stage. You clowning the same way. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't have the bandwidth to create another persona. I
Right,
don't.
right,
I
right.
don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how
Like,
they get the strength.
and even when I'm meeting people that I don't know and they're fanning out, I'm like, give me a hand. What's your name? How you doing? I'm
Mm,
Melonie. Great to meet
mm,
you. Oh, I
mm.
know who you are. I'm like, I don't take that for granted.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't really know me. You know my name, and you know
Right.
I can sing.
Exactly, exactly. Very few people are aware of that.
It's
Another conversation.
situationally aware. It's
Mm,
spatially aware. It's
yeah,
emotionally aware
yeah,
and
yeah.
educated. You know,
Right.
it comes with dealing with people.
Right. I can imagine. I mean, that you mentioned that, I'm surprised that you had that. I mean, I can't. You can speak for yourself, but
Mm.
surprised that didn't overwhelm you, especially when you were traveling a lot. And
Oh, it was,
was
and
it? Because I can imagine.
it's the neurodivergent. I'm a practiced extrovert.
How did you calm that though when you were dealing with all the peeps, like and like the like like those kind of moments where if anybody just comes up to you and like, get pours out that emotional thing, and because I'm like that, if someone comes up to me and I'm
I
just
usually grab. I'll grab onto somebody's arm.
yeah.
Like they want to talk to me and they see I'm talking to somebody else and they see me and then they turn around and walk away. I'll grab their arm and like, hold on.
Mm,
And I'll finish my conversation. And that person sees me holding on to
uh,
that person, knowing that I'll get to them next.
right.
It's some kind of unspoken
Yeah, that
kind of thing
awareness.
that yeah, the emotional
Mhm.
awareness.
Mhm.
And and even if I'm not done with that person, I'll turn to that other person and hold on to the one I was
Give
talking
them
to
a
first and
moment.
be like,
Right.
you know.
Some people
And
don't
then
have any
also with
time
the
for that.
fans with Mariah,
Yeah.
I made a point because the antennas were up
Mhm.
because you know there are fans that just want to get next to you because
Yeah.
they think that you're going to get
Of
them a pass
course. Of
to the
course.
principal.
Yeah. 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 100%.
And I learned this thing, especially moving through crowds, especially in Europe, because they're quite aggressive as fans.
Yeah. Overseas in general,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I made this thing. I would always smile. I would always be kind, but I would never make eye contact
Mm.
and still be polite. I would go. It would be a quick dart, like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
acknowledge you're there, but I'm not going to rest on that because I
Rest on that.
try to get my attention to get what you want. That you're really not concerned with
Mm.
me.
Mhm.
I'm just a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stepping stone to where you want to be."
Right.
And I had
Did
to
you have that
recognize.
awareness early on, or did you have to learn that after like bad experiences?
I
Because
think
everybody's not.
I learned
Yeah.
that from being in church
Oh, see, look how blessed you are.
because there were so many people that were enamored and and intrigued by my gift because I
The
was
gift.
young doing it.
Mm,
That early on,
yeah.
I learned,
They like preying on. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah. That
I was
is.
always that kid because you know American educational system
Yeah.
teaches us to be good workers.
Yes. Yeah. They make workers.
They despise the independent mind,
They do.
and my report cards used to regularly say she has a mind of her own,
Mm.
like it was derogatory. And
Wow.
after a while, I started taking that as a compliment because it was usually the white teachers that would say that about me. Because they're trying to figure out, first of all, it's like, okay, she's very light, but I don't know if she's all white. It's a mix
Right. I know exactly what you mean.
until they saw my parents. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, her dad's dark, her mom's light. That's where it happens. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I recognized that earlier. By the time I was 8 years old, I was recognizing this because I had
Mm-hmm.
a music teacher that was a great teacher that she could not stand me. And it was evident.
Wow.
So much so that my classroom teacher, who was a black woman, she was like, "Oh no, we're gonna make sure you excel because
Right.
you're extraordinary.
She
You're
saw the
special."
gift.
She
Right.
said, "You're special."
Mhm.
And I would go to the class. Nobody else would raise their hand. I'll be the only one raising my hand. She's like, "Is there anybody else that can
Right.
handle
I
that?"
was that. That was me too. Especially in
Yeah,
art class, music class. So
yeah.
yeah.
Same, same. But then I adapted it to my English classes and my geography classes. Now, when I got to math and science, they were talking Aztec as far as I was concerned.
Thank you. You get it.
Yeah.
I'm glad, and I'm glad my
And
mom was not like she. I was just talking to her about that the other day. Actually, I was like,
mm,
Mom, thank you for not. Maybe this is an unpopular take, and you're obviously free to disagree, but she never made it seem like maybe because she was Jamaican, but she never made it seem like if your path isn't college, you're failing me. Um,
right, and
you know,
that's not a general thought of the Caribbean.
that's what. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, that's a
That's
good
not a
point.
general thought
That's a good point.
because I have lots of friends. Like I said, my friend that's a
Yeah.
musician, and he had to be an attorney. He grew up SDA with Jamaican parents, They're like, oh,
Mm.
you can do
Right.
the music, but you're gonna do something.
Right. That's exactly right. And
Yeah,
my mom, I think my mom, shout out to her too, because she was, I got my singing chops from her,
got it.
but and so I think she saw that in me where she wanted me to. She never wanted me to be a starving artist or nothing like that. She is Jamaican,
Right. You
but
gonna have a job. You gotta work.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. I was not. I'm the youngest boy out of three girls, and
Okay.
I was not gonna be doing that.
Right.
But at the same time, to your point, like you have to foster. It was my school that was making me seem like I was incompetent,
Yeah.
slow at learning
Well,
because
that's
of those other classes.
public school.
Yes, New York City Public School.
That's the way that they
Yeah,
treated anybody of African descent.
I didn't
They
realize
always
that.
say that we were slower, we were lazy. It's like, okay, but I'm done with my stuff before the rest of the kids. And you mad because I got all this extra energy and you didn't give me anything to hone that energy.
Yeah,
Give me something to do.
right,
If
right,
I'm finishing my work before everybody else, give me something to do.
right.
But they want to
Yeah,
label you and put you in special ed because
it's
you were disrupting their system
yeah, and
because that's the way they learned.
yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Many a times, I would always wonder that to talk about what you're saying is
Mhm.
I'm like, why is the staff not reflect my community? You know what I'm saying? At the same
Right.
time, I was like, I went to school in the Bronx and Queens and different places in there. But to your point, the DOE, it never seemed like it was. It just always seemed like they were trying to diagnose me or whatnot.
They it's a pipeline.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm
Unfortunately,
yeah,
it's a continuation of Jim Crow
yeah,
and
systemically. Yeah,
it's
see.
systemic.
You know your stuff. A lot of people
Yeah.
you could talk to black folk about it and they'd be like, no,
No,
no.
it's systemic because that's what this country was founded on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
want everything about us, but they don't want us.
What is it? The rhythm,
They
not the blues?
that and they want to appropriate everything that they even down
Mm,
to consumption. And I don't want to get morbid,
that,
but
yeah.
down to consumption. They want everything about
I know
us, but
what you're
they don't
talking
want
about.
us. And they're jealous and they're obsessed and they're mad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not mad
Yeah.
angry, but mad crazy
Yeah.
about
And
wanting to appropriate. They want to wear our skin,
yeah. I
like
mean, look,
literally and figuratively.
all you got to do is look at mainstream. I mean,
Yeah.
to that point, I mean, I was actually, I mean, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody about how, you know, I don't, of course, I'm not in the business, never been in,
Mm.
but just from research, the ones, just to keep it very vague, the ones making all the decisions at the tops never
Can't do what we do,
resemble the
and nor
ones.
nor can they do what we do.
Man, yeah, yeah. So. Sometimes it's growing up. It seemed like there had to be, I mean, different artists have talked about it too. How or from my perspective, watching different documentaries on different artists, and after the
Yeah.
fact, they will always seem to talk about how when they come into the game, it's like they're stripped of the artist of that they are, and they're crafted into an
Yeah.
artist to be. And it is very few in between that, of course, they have gotten ownership, independence, and whatnot. But it, do you believe that's a part of that, where it's like
I think
if
so.
they can shape a product to push an agenda, they would rather
Well, the
do
thing
that?
is, it is all based on their version of what success looks like for you,
Mm. Oh,
and
okay, for
their
you.
success for you is going to, in the end, benefit them. So they want to control what they cannot create,
Hmm.
and they have an obsessive, compulsive mentality
Yeah.
about possessing what they can't make,
And then, but don't they?
and
Doesn't that
that's systemically racist.
right? Doesn't that though? Haven't you seen that lead? And this is just me asking though. Doesn't
Hmm.
that always lead to a spiral? Because it always seems
It
like
does.
it always seems like the things that are the most organic from artists are the
Yeah.
things that hit the best. It always seems like when they start to manufacture artists, or when they manufacture
Yeah.
things, it's like the real ones out here, we don't bite the
Right.
bait, you know? So
Like I've often heard people say this.
yeah,
Um, People ought to be grateful that we're not vindictive and
yeah.
want revenge,
Oh yeah,
because that
equality.
I heard Paul Mooney, the comedian Paul Mooney, passed away
Hmm.
several years ago, but
Hmm.
he said ain't no such thing as ghosts. White people ain't no such thing as ghosts. Because if there was such a thing as ghosts, he said ends would be after y'all haunting y'all tails for all the s y'all did to us.
That is that's a
Ain't no
major
such thing as
point.
ghosts. There's such
That's
thing
a
as
good point.
demons, but there ain't no such thing as ghosts.
Listen, Harriet Tubman will be roaming the streets right now looking for somebody. Cause
I mean, haunting somebody. Hear me?
oh my word, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. But I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I mean,
No, you're
I could
good.
stay on an eternal live because it's just I'm not like a kid at a candy store, and
Well, I enjoy talking because here's the
yeah,
thing. I sacrificed a lot
yeah,
for the career that I've had. I
mhm.
did get married, but I never had babies.
Yeah. I was gonna
So I
ask
got
you
to
about
pour this. I got to pour this information into somebody because I got a whole bunch of stuff in my head that I
that.
need to get out to give
Right,
somebody. You know what
right.
I'm
And I'm
saying?
thankful. I'm thankful that
Yeah.
you
I
trust
mean, I
me.
have nieces and nephews, but they all weren't as
Uh,
crazy musical. They're musical, but they're not as musical as I was, or as
I understand.
I would say the right word to use is obsessive as I was.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's kind of like a thing because some people, music is a nice thing, and
Yeah,
then to some of us, music is I have to have it. You know what I'm
music is life.
saying? Yeah,
Music
yeah,
is life.
yeah. It's part
Yeah,
of who we are. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. Um, how they gaslight us
Mm,
and make us, for lack of better term,
yeah.
surgically remove parts of ourselves to fit their narrative.
Mm. Don't
And
make me cry on this
they
live because I'm a crier. Surprise, surprise. Not
listen. Your empathy, you're empathic. That's
no,
very
literally,
strong. To be
you're
honest, that's
touching me.
strong. That's strong. To
You're
be honest, that's
touching
very
me.
strong. Because when you can release that crap, it doesn't stay in you and fester and cause a cancer. Because that's what cancer is stress. Um, that's my personal opinion. I'm not a medicine.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not a
no.
medic.
Stress kills. Stress
Yeah,
kills.
yeah,
Yeah.
but and for them
Mhm.
to continually gaslight us and tell us we're not enough or we're too much is literally making us surgically remove parts of ourselves to fit your narrative,
They don't
and
understand the
it's
damage.
denying parts of us. It's like, no, but that's me. And for years I did that. Trust
Mm,
me, I know what you're talking about. For
mm,
years I did that to fit everybody. I was always accessible to people. Can you do this?
mm,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got it. Until I wasn't able to.
mm.
And then my phone got very, very quiet when I
Let
was
me
doing
ask you.
people.
Let me ask you really
Mhm.
quick too. Do you feel like? I mean, I'm wise enough to know a part of
Yeah.
your answer, but do you feel like you've been drained and not, and you do you feel like you've come to a point where you don't expect to be poured back
In certain spaces,
into?
yes. I had to learn how to differentiate. The
Mm-hmm,
places where
mm-hmm.
I poured out
Yeah.
were not necessarily places I got poured back into.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get poured into in other spaces.
Right. So that's good that you had that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't.
Um,
Yeah. The
but there
distinction.
were there were periods of years
Mm,
where I didn't do that.
mm,
And I operated on autopilot just about.
mm.
I was always able to perform it because
And
I had built up
output.
this I built up the skill set.
Mm,
Whatever you called me to do, I could do it.
yeah.
But anybody that was with me, that worked with me, that saw when the switch clicked off,
Right. Right.
they knew something was not right,
Hmm.
and I wasn't being fulfilled or refilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because that is the kind of voice that to kind of simplify what not to simplify what you're saying, but bring add a little point in here. That's one thing I heard in you that from outside is like your voice is a tool. It's like aside from your
yeah.
gift, aside from your passion, I'm like you're the kind of singer that's like you will do the job because you have the
Hmm.
tools. But
Yeah.
so I can see how that's drain. I can see how you can
It's a
do
drain.
autopilot. Yeah, I can see
It
how
can
you
be
can
a
do
drain.
autopilot because it's like
Hmm.
okay, here's the hammer. You want this? You
I
want the
mean,
high notes? You want
I've
this?
I have practiced and rehearsed and repeated stuff
Yeah,
so much that it's innate
yeah.
almost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and I can go on autopilot
Mm-hmm.
and but I don't want to be disconnected like that
Yeah.
because I rob myself of the experience,
Right.
of the full experience,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and I don't want to do that. But sometimes we have to cut that off to protect ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that I go back to the scripture that says we got to guard our hearts.
Yeah, you do. I just made a post about that actually, about
Yeah.
guarding yourself
Yeah.
from, yeah, it
But you
is.
don't want to build up the wall so thick that nobody can get through
Right.
either.
Right.
Because when you isolate,
Mm-hmm.
it can be, that can drain you even
Yeah.
further.
Yeah. You can push away
Yeah.
people that mean well, you know.
Right.
And I've experienced that where
Yeah.
because I'm so protective.
Or because you want
Mhm.
connection, you
Yeah.
invite those in that are harmful.
I have to give an off-camera moment. No, I
Yeah.
just you,
That's
yeah,
the Achilles heel of the empath though.
yeah,
That's it. And anybody that's creative, well, we're all
mhm,
creative because we were made by the
yes,
creator,
yes, come
but
on,
anybody that's artistic,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
whether visual, physical, graphic,
yeah,
dance, whatever you do,
mm-hmm,
there has to be a way to filter in the
mm-hmm,
good stuff so that you can
yeah,
continue that
yeah,
journey of creativity.
yeah, yeah,
Because if you block yourself off, that's why I love collaboration. And
yeah,
what you were
yeah,
saying earlier, you can't collaborate with just anybody. I have been forced into situations where I had to
hmm.
deal with whoever I was in front of.
Teach me a little bit about that. How am I supposed to do that?
Um, you're not going to know 100%.
Okay,
You're not going to get along with everybody.
yeah,
But that doesn't mean that you don't have to be kind.
yeah, for sure.
That doesn't mean that you have to be disagreeable.
Mm.
There are certain people that I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
No, no, that's
yeah,
not going to work.
yeah.
I've almost gotten into physical altercations with people that were
Mm,
trying their best to make me do something with them. And I'm like, I don't care for you.
mm.
And you have to put your foot down and set up a boundary and or no longer deal with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
remove yourself from that situation.
100%.
And that's self-preservation.
Yeah, yeah,
But at
yeah,
the same time, still keeping your empathy open so
mm,
that you don't block that off
yeah,
because of the way
right.
somebody behaves. Like I made a conscientious decision when I left my husband. I said, "There's no way I'm going to allow his behavior change the way I operate.
That's
I
good.
refuse.
That's good
I'm
because
going to
you
continue
saw
to
the
be
value
me.
in that. Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
continue to be me. I'm going
Yeah,
to be me.
right.
And just because I'm not acting the way you want me to act,
Yeah.
oh well, kick rocks
Yeah.
and make sure you got on open toe sandals when you do.
See, we both from New York. I've been saying cake rocks all the time. No, literally. No, that's good. I mean, that's an amazing quality, and that's the same. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm looking at my twin. Like what did Money Long say? Twin, where have you been?
Yeah,
No,
but I mean,
I'm just thrilled.
there's always kindred.
I didn't know. I rarely
There's
experience because
always
maybe it's my
yeah.
age, but I rarely experience that. It feels like there's like a veil around me in my life right
Mm,
now.
yeah.
That's why I was saying earlier. I'm like, not just I know I can't collaborate with people. It's like when I look to my left and my right, I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Like,
Right, right,
where?
right. Well, that's divine protection
Yeah,
that will usher you into whatever God
yeah,
has next for you so
absolutely.
that you're prepared to walk into it, you
That's
know.
good. That's good.
Um
That's
because every interaction is not
yeah. Timing.
necessarily meant to be. I mean, there are lessons.
Mm-hmm.
People that are sent in our lives are either lessons or blessings.
You giving me jams. I'm keep going.
There have been things I've worked with people
Mm-hmm.
and I've learned how not to be.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with people and I've learned how to be, um, how to react, how to not react, how to carry myself, how not to carry myself, how to behave, how not to behave.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a lesson or they're a blessing.
Yeah. And
And every situation, however we view it, if it's what we would deem as negative or positive, I believe they're all positive because you either learn from it,
mhm,
or you learn and you're blessed from it, or you learn and you're like, okay, I can't do it like that.
Right.
That doesn't work.
That's good.
Specifically not for me because that's not my MO, not my modus
Right.
operandi. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. Right.
So yeah.
Exactly. No, yeah. I appreciate you giving me that because
Yeah,
I mean
absolutely.
she's talking to y'all, but it's a therapy session. That's why I turned the comments off. Ha! Surprise, surprise! No,
Surprise,
but
surprise.
right, right. No, but I'm just
Yeah, y'all can share your comments after we're done, so it's fine.
yeah, right, right, right. And but I'm not gonna be brazen, but I would hope one day, because one thing about me, I will fly to the moon to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what I gotta coordinate, but I hope one day we get to do a personal sit down, one
Yeah,
on
that
one.
would be great. Now, okay, I don't know if you ever heard. There was a night that I was doing a Monday night called Rose Hill Mondays.
Was it like an open mic, or is it like a specific
Yeah,
different event? Okay, yeah.
it's an open mic. It was
Hmm.
myself and my fellow Melody Ray.
Hmm.
Um, we're actually doing a pop up next Monday.
Okay, in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Okay, okay. If you could send me the fly, if there's like a
Yeah.
promo fly for that.
Yeah. There is it's on my page,
Okay. Okay,
and
okay, okay, perfect.
it's in
Okay.
my stories too. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
See, you be on it. Yes. See, my mom
I
used to
ain't
take lessons.
trying. You know,
Listen.
sometimes I'm forgetful.
No, and I was gonna ask you too, because I want you to, if you want to share whatever it is that
Mm.
you want to let people know about whatever it is that you're doing or that you're needing done. Also, I know you. All right. So, are you a vocal coach? Or are you a vocal
I do vocal coach. What I've
Okay.
been doing lately, like I said, because I've been ill, I've
Right.
been
Right.
doing group settings more
Where do
than
I
one a
sign
month.
that?
Huh?
Where do I sign up at?
I'm
In the
actually
future.
getting ready to launch. I'm getting ready to launch with
Uh,
David Cox
okay.
and his team. They started an online school called Elevation U.
Oh, right. Yeah, I followed that page. I saw
Yeah.
that video.
So right now they're doing Glenn Gibson, who is the musician keyboard player.
Amazing.
They're
Amazing.
launching with his lessons first.
All
I'll be
right.
behind him.
Okay, okay. Yeah, all right. I did see the promo.
Yeah,
See, I'm running
yeah.
ahead of
So
myself.
that's what the promos are about. It's
Got
getting ready.
you.
Yeah. So
I'm
once
right
once
behind
they get him up and running, then they're gonna set. Then I'll
you.
be set up.
Listen, I'm gonna be up
So
in there.
elevation ELEV
E.
dot
Mm-hmm.
ATION
Mm-hmm.
U. That's at elevation U, but there's a dot in
Yes.
Ella. Yeah,
Okay.
ELEV dot ATION U.
Perfect.
You can follow that to get the information about it.
Perfect.
I am Melonie Daniels on
Yes.
Facebook, on Instagram. Don't I can't. TikTok is
Help.
much.
Helps. Oh, TikTok. Yeah,
TikTok is much, and I'm
yeah,
not willing to be that
some,
avail accessible.
yeah. There's a
So
lot of reach there. TikTok is a lot
yeah,
of reach, but it is a lot.
there
Yeah.
is, but
I
that's
go
a
crazy on
lot.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm like I said, I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah, yeah. Just
I'm gonna
go
stick with
ahead.
Facebook and Instagram.
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
Y'all
You gotta
get what I
get
give you.
right,
Not
right, right, right. And we thankful. We thankful because I was telling you earlier about we call everybody that we look up to aunties and stuff like that.
right, right, right.
But I call her Auntie Helen in my head. I was looking for her on Instagram and all I saw are the fake pages. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
no.
the fan
The
pages.
fan
Yeah,
pages. But so to that point is like, it's at least we have you here. So,
I'm glad.
but
Thank you very much for this. This is, I mean,
absolutely.
I'm glad that I had that conversation with Jaron, and now we're having it.
Yes,
We're having it. These conversations need to continue because the only way
absolutely.
we're going to continue to grow with one another is to have the conversations.
Absolutely.
And we're more than the sum of our parts. We're more than what people just see. We're more than one dimensional, and everybody has dimensions.
Yes. I told
And
somebody the other day, I'm not one dimensional now.
right, right,
Mm-mm.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
And
all multifaceted.
multifaceted. And that's good that we are. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
exactly.
A lot of people like to kind of make that like I
Or they
hate it.
or they or they box you into just one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's been the story of my life all my life.
Hmm. What wait,
They're like
what were they trying to box you into? Because
just as
you're not
a
the kind
singer.
of singer I thought that would be boxed into.
No, they just think of me as a singer,
Uh,
not as a an arranger, not as a producer, not
I
as a
see. Do you
not
think
as
that's
a
do you think I mean, a lot of artists as well, especially female artists. Do you think that's a big part of
mm,
it? Because
yeah.
You are a
Because we
woman.
are in a patriarchal society. Yeah.
Right, right. And I mean, you know,
Misogynistic and all of that, all
right.
of the above. Yeah.
People still can't believe the Mariahs of the world writes their own song. I see comments. I'm like,
Baby. All her stuff she has co-written or written. All of it.
do you write songs as well?
Mhm.
Ah,
Well, there's a little song floating around that people have heard called it's a
hmm.
television theme called Half and Half.
Oh yeah.
I co-wrote that with my writing partner Natalie Walker. Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah.
there's a song on my one and only album, Melonie Daniels live in concert.
Right. I
I
love
was
that album, by the
I
way.
wasn't in charge creatively, so I literally only got one song that I co-wrote on my
Um,
solo album.
it was a label you were under? That
It was an independent
oh,
situation,
okay. Gotcha,
but
gotcha.
still, the people that were the
Gotcha,
powers
gotcha, gotcha.
that be
Right, right,
didn't
right.
allow me creative autonomy. And you're like, no, 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 we need all new stuff. I'm like, y'all ain't never heard my stuff. What are you
Right.
talking
It
about? We
is
need all new
new to the world, right? I
the
mean,
the gaslighting of it all. Yeah.
but at least you got some
But I
lessons out of
didn't.
that.
But I didn't. That didn't mean that I was going to slack on the stuff that was presented to me for me to
Right.
do. I was still going to sing it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Yeah, I
So
can.
I
That's
mean, so much so that when I sing certain songs,
yeah.
people think I wrote them.
Right. Listen, I
Like
would have thought. Listen, I didn't know Precious Jesus was a hymn. Well, right, it's a hymn, right?
Precious Jesus was written by Thomas Whitfield.
I had thought it was your song.
Thomas Whitfield and the Whitfield Company out of Detroit, Michigan. They were hot during the 80s and 90s.
Wow.
And they called him the maestro because the man was classically trained as well as having gospel and jazz
Yeah, yeah,
influences.
yeah.
So, and his songwriting was like
Mm.
impeccable.
Thomas Whitfield, I do recognize. It's
Yeah.
him, and I think they're in two different eras. But Bishop Clean White, I
Jane,
believe.
Richard,
He always had the sunglasses on, and he
yeah.
did "Accept What God Allows." Like
Well, that, see now,
oh,
you didn't do
well,
that
I
on
think,
your record.
oh,
I'm gonna fight you. Oh, I'm gonna get you.
was that good?
Oh, yes.
Oh, thank you, right for me.
That's what I was saying. I was
But
like,
it's like live
I had never
moment.
heard, listen, I never heard your song until the other day I was listening to it with a friend in the car. And I
Oh,
said, he's so safe. He has more, because then you would do like little things. I was like, but he can do it. But he's being so freaking safe.
yeah. I guess
Get
I'm
out
used
there and
to
do it
that.
afraid, dude.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because you won't know, like I said, if
Good.
I don't hear it, I won't know what we need to fix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
If you
You're right. I
don't try,
received
if
that.
you got that. My mama used to say this too. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Mm, that's good. That's good. I can't believe
And
I'm still like that though.
we listen. We all deal with our insecurities throughout. Dude, I'm still insecure.
mm,
I still people like
yeah.
you still get stage fright. Absolutely,
Oh, and you did a recent "I Need Your Spirit." You were sitting down. Was that recently? A few months
probably.
ago?
Yeah,
I,
but well now I've had, like I said, I've been
mm,
going through some health issues for the last since 2020.
right.
Uh, February of 2020. I've had a
Mm,
couple of life altering surgeries.
and
So
thank God you're still here.
thank God.
It's, you know,
Absolutely. I've had a couple of life altering surgeries, which were
mm,
I had a bilateral bypass on my leg because I had blockage in my main artery,
wow.
um, my main to my heart, but it was
Mm,
the artery in my leg that had to be
right.
addressed. And I had amputations as well. So, and then my right foot is collapsed because of a condition called Charcot-arthropathy. So
Mm,
standing up to sing nowadays,
mm-hmm.
not really an option because
I
my
agree.
core is fighting for control over whether to sing or balance myself.
Mm,
And right now, I haven't gotten the exercise in or the physical
physical
therapy
therapy.
to to navigate that.
Yeah.
So when I sing, I sit down. So
Yeah, yeah,
if you see me recently,
yeah.
even if I'm at a church, I'm sitting down doing praise and worship.
And you still sing it better than half the people out here on YouTube with the auto tune on their microphones. But I'm just saying. I was gonna say.
And then also there's an added component. I'm a dialysis patient,
Mhm.
so that weakens me. Like today, I had dialysis. This is usually my nap time, so
Right, right, right.
love
I
you
know.
doing
That's. Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I was
but
like. Whatever time.
I'm about to make me a sandwich when
Listen,
I
go ahead.
hang up with you and get to
Yes.
bed. Okay.
Right, right, right,
But
right, right.
yeah, those are all the complications that have come in the last few years. And I've had to exercise myself and be repetitive, because I was at my height, I was singing like 5 to 6 days a week. Like I
That's a
said
lot.
earlier, I
I
was
don't even
singing
think
5 to 6 days a
singers
week.
much. Like that's a
And on
lot.
Sundays alone, I was singing 6:30, 8:30, 11:15, and then would go home, get something to eat, change my clothes, and go to the Village Underground. I would be up from 4:30 in the morning until 3 a.m. that night. So I was doing like a 4-day work week in one day. And that's singing. Because
And
the human voice is not supposed to sing more than 2 hours at a clip.
I didn't know that.
That's usually the borderline,
Mm.
and the way we sing in gospel, we
Oh,
oversing.
yeah. A lot of
And
strain.
yeah.
Mm.
And I've developed a rehearsal practice, a performance practice, that I'll be talking about with Elevation U.
Ooh,
And
shit.
I finally got the words to articulate it where I can
Mm,
explain it to people. Because for
perfect.
years I did it and I could not understand. I couldn't explain to you how I did it. I just knew how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So now that I've come into the vocabulary now where I can share that information and effectively, share it with other people,
Yeah.
but also encouraging them that we needed your voice. You don't need to sound like me. I don't need to sound like you.
Right. That's exciting.
You don't need to sound like your favorite artist.
Yes.
Sound like you.
And I'm sure it's in the work, but that if there's one thing as like a outsider, I would love to hear in the forefront, along with whatever else you have planned for this the partnership with the vocal lessons,
Yeah.
that sentiment.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a
That's the
lot of
way
people.
I feel like. It's funny because I've done a few interviews and I feel like a broken record because I keep saying the same thing over and
It's
over
such
and
a
over and over and over again.
yeah,
And it's funny how people are like, you keep saying it. It's like, because I'm passionate about this.
yeah,
That's how I feel. I've always been a proponent for vocal preservation.
yes, right.
Even
Especially
even
gospel music.
even in the midst of doing all the stuff that I was doing, I'm like, nah, you got to go to bed.
That's good. Vocal rest is real. I didn't realize that until recently. I was like, oh,
Because we house our instrument.
yeah,
If
yeah,
your body's tired, your voice is gonna sound tired.
yeah,
No
yeah,
matter how oil of oregano, steaming,
yeah. I saw them thingies.
all of that stuff is not a quick fix. You gotta lay your butt down in darkness.
You do, you
Because we're
do.
like,
That's
that's why
good.
they say, like, I'm getting more into natural things. Like,
Yeah, like a
I want
holistic.
to put chlorophyll in my water because
Mm.
it's a property of plants, and we're like plants. At
I
night
didn't
we
know
close
that.
up.
Wow,
At night we close up to repair
we
in
do.
darkness and sleep, and in the morning
Yes.
we open up like a flower
Yeah.
that opens up.
Morning time is
The
my
same
best.
concept. It's
Yeah.
the same concept. Um, and then over not learning how to navigate your voice so that you don't oversing. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in choirs, they want to hear bark it. It's
I
like,
know. Why are we always in the highest key possible? That's my question.
okay, I have sung with Donald Lawrence, Kurt Carr,
I
Richard
could never.
Lockwood,
Mm-mm.
Ricky,
I could never. I
um,
love them, but mm-mm.
um,
I don't know how they do it.
local groups like James Hall,
Yeah, they're
um,
incredible.
um, wor- um, 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 uh, Youth for Praise,
Yeah.
Timothy Wright. Um,
Mm.
I've sung with all these people, and I've been in these rehearsals, and
Yeah.
steady driving us. I said, if you want everybody to have a voice at this recording, you would stop asking them to repeat the same thing for an hour straight. It's not going to. You're not going to have anybody with a voice.
Yeah.
And I've always done that from a young age, and they all looking at me like, you don't know what you. Trust me, I do.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
more you wear on it, and the
Yeah.
more you wear the body down.
Right.
Jermaine Dolly, Philly
Mm.
native.
Yes.
He did a concert and he started
Incredible.
speaking. He said, I found out recently that what a praise and worship leader does is equivalent to a construction worker's 8-hour day
Wow.
in 30 minutes. And I have proof. I wear I watch. I was doing praise and worship at the church I minister at now.
Yeah.
And I have a goal set for my exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually get to it about 7 or 8 at night.
Yeah.
I got to it in 20 minutes when I was doing praise and worship.
Wow. That's crazy. And the crazy part is, I don't think people even realize it.
They don't realize how physical singing is.
Because
It
they
is an
just,
athletic event.
I would
Because
think like the drummer is the most physical.
second,
Right, probably. Yeah.
because they're using all their appendages, but
Mm-hmm.
we're using our core, our breathing,
Yeah.
our physicality. We have to engage our bodies to sing.
I mean, Brandy just got off. I mean, I don't know if you heard the news about Brandy just walking off stage because of her different physical. She just like I believe it was connected to her or exhaustion or dehydration or something like
Yeah,
that. And I
and
can
that's the thing.
imagine.
I just found this out recently. It was a reel that somebody posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
They say that drinking water isn't always going to be hydrating
Mhm.
because the water that we now have is so processed and over processed
That's a good
that
point.
the real minerals that we need to replenish ourselves
Mhm.
are not there. So
Wow.
I found this out. If you put a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, a quarter
Hmm.
teaspoon of sea salt, preferably Celtic or Himalayan,
Okay.
and a squeeze of either lemon or lime in your water, that rehydrates your
Mm.
body naturally, because those are the properties that
Mhm.
we need in the water to hydrate ourselves. Because if you're
Noted.
just drinking water, the water is empty and it's not doing anything. And you're just as dry as you were before. You're not being hydrated.
Mm.
And I just saw that about 2 weeks ago and I started doing it, and it's making a difference.
Wow.
It is
Because I
really
know
making a
you
difference.
are in the recovery stage vocally as well, so I can imagine this making a difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to this recording so I can write that down.
So
But
it is, however amount you want to handle, it's baking soda, sea salt, either Celtic or Himalayan, and lemon or lime squeeze in your water.
noted. Noted.
That will also alkaline your water, because we need alkalization in our
Mm.
bodies. That's
Right.
why our bodies get septic and or
Yeah.
poisoned, because we
Right.
don't our bodies are not alkalined.
Especially, yeah, you're right, and even from an affordability standpoint, when it comes to your, the everyday person, we don't.
Yeah.
They have more luxury type waters, which is even crazy
Mm-hmm.
to say, right? But
Listen, you go on and get you
yeah,
actually Amazon sells them. They're alkaline drops
I've seen
that you
those
can
guys.
just drop them in your water. You can take
Hmm.
nasty old Aquafina and Dasani and
Right.
alkaline it. But
Ah,
and if you add those things to it, the because you need magnesium, you need potassium, and you
right.
need citric acid, that will replenish your dehydration.
That's good.
Electrolytes, it's a natural
Electrolytes.
electrolyte.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah,
Unfortunately, because man's unscrupulous ways and their
yeah,
greed, they want to
yeah,
hide what the real stuff is and give you the
yeah.
fake mess that makes you sick, that
100%.
makes
100%.
them maintain
Yeah,
your quality of health,
yeah,
so that they can make money off of it. They don't make
yeah.
money off of cured.
And I'm glad you mentioned that real fast because I know I'm gonna let you go to your tuna sandwich, but
Listen, I've had 9 surgeries since February of 2020. 3 of which, like I said, were life altering.
yeah,
I don't believe there's such a thing as a minor surgery. They're all major, as far as I'm concerned.
you're going under. I mean, yeah, yeah,
Or you're getting a local anesthesia, whatever. It's still altering,
big deal. Yeah,
altering to your body.
absolutely.
Um, Dealt with infectious diseases, dealt with um, the end stage kidney failure, dealing with di- they're trying to say that I got heart disease, but I don't. Every time I go see my cardiologist, he's like, "I'll see you in 6 months." But that's not the regular symptom of somebody with end stage kidney failure. How
Right.
they think about it, and
Yeah.
how it's progressively gone for other patients. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not your regular patient.
Right.
It's a lot different.
Yeah, yeah, and then that's why I mentioned that because to your point, we're aware of the holistic approach to how we treat
Every
ourselves.
everything.
Everything. It's a critical part, and there's been an agenda forever to
Mhm.
demonize that as if it's such a far off, far fetched, unreal thing. And
Like it became okay. Somebody made this observation about Bishop Charles Mason.
hmm.
They were saying that he was a root worker.
Hmm.
You know why they called him a root worker? because he did holistic stuff with herbs, and he had the Holy Spirit and discernment.
So they call him a root worker because he just didn't just follow the white coats. Yeah, that's something, isn't that? How
So
you
if
can,
if that's the case, I'm a root worker.
you know what? Well, look, and the actions. What is it? The you know them by their works. You know it by your fruits.
But you know a tree
And
by the fruit it bears.
yeah, I mean, all you have to look at is the mentality. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? People
Mhm.
are hostile. People are unkind. People are, even when, the recent record Mariah put out, because of course, I'm just making the point that it was
Yeah.
the recent project, and I was like, okay, the Clark sisters is on here. I gotta hear
Right,
this.
right, right, right,
That's my auntie. It looks like a drink collab. But so
right.
when I went in to look, and I'm like, it's so funny because, a lot of the initial comments are like,
Mhm.
I did I like, oh, it's
I have to
mid.
be boastful. I'm sorry. I have to be boastful.
Yeah.
Kelly, Cherie, and I introduced Mariah to the Clark sisters. Okay, go. Keep going.
Oh, really? I'm sure, like, so, like, initially, like, as far as, like, hearing their music or personally?
Hearing their music and personally.
Oh, see, y'all know, see, I'm thankful for that because had you not done that, I could hear Clark in
Oh yeah.
Mariah. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like,
Well, she allowed us. She allowed us to arrange certain stuff.
mm.
Kelly and Sharia Kojic.
Did y'all arrange her melody as well? Like her
No,
lead lines?
that's
Okay.
her. That's all
That was
her.
her. Okay,
But I'm saying,
gotcha.
as far as the backgrounds are concerned,
Yeah.
Kelly and Sharia Kojic. I grew up singing with Kojic. We
Hmm.
can't help it.
Right, right. Yeah, because I listened because it was only till later in my life I'm like, oh, there's some Clark up in there, and Mariah is like, even though most
We
of the world
taught
don't hear
we
that.
okay for the Christmas record. We actually taught her "Jesus, What a Wonderful Child." She had never heard that song.
Oh, wow.
So Cherie sang one part of the verse. Kelly sang a part of the verse. I sang a part of the verse.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah comped what we did.
Gotcha,
Put
gotcha,
it all
right, right.
together.
Mm-hmm,
We
mm-hmm,
taught
mm-hmm.
her that song. She was like, "What's that?"
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
See,
"Girl, this is a standard where we grew up."
right. That's why good affiliations and being open to what's different. You know what I'm saying? People are. That's another conversation. Love, we need a part two. I'm gonna just be quiet because I'm gonna just keep running my mouth. Tuna sandwich gonna get cold. But but no, I'm gonna just close it because I wanted to say because it's gonna be on my podcast and
Okay.
I always love to talk to my audience just briefly that if you're watching this replay, please take to heart what she was saying. And one of the things that I do along with my musical journey is try to demonstrate to people that you're not great based upon mainstream metrics or anything like that. You're great based upon your willingness to start. You know what I'm saying? Most people will never live their lives doing what they want because they're paralyzed to the very end of public opinion. And so I'm excited to be on that journey. And you just, I could go in the studio and make a new album right now. Like, just, let me have it. So I'm super thankful for your encouragement. I'm super thankful, I mean, just,
I got, like I said, I got a lot of information, and I know there's
yes.
people out there that
Yes.
truth seekers will seek out truth.
Yes,
You
exactly.
know.
That's
So
why this was such a gem for me because I'm like,
yeah.
you're the vocal coach I've always dreamed of. Like, oh my gosh. But anyway, sorry. But of course, I'm gonna put all the links, uh, in my platforms to make sure you go and support Miss. Sorry, not Miss Melanie.
Go
So
ahead. Go ahead. I get it.
Miss Melanie Daniels. But I'm thankful again. God bless you, and I
Love
appreciate
you,
you
man.
taking the
Thank
time.
you. This has
God
been
bless you.
a real treat. Great to
Yes.
meet you face to face because
Oh
we've
my
been
goodness.
talking a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So I'm glad to put a face with the voice. And
absolutely.
yeah, I believe it's a connection
Yeah,
that
for
God
sure.
has set up.
For sure. For sure.
For
Because
whatever each of us are going to be doing, somehow we're going to be involved with each other some kind of way.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
yeah,
just want.
but God doesn't make. There's no such thing as coincidence. God
No,
purposes everything.
no, absolutely. And I don't. I know. I like wanted to end with you talking but you just making me think. I aside from like me growing up a fan of yours, I'm just thankful again. Like that's the biggest thing for me is that your spirit is so kind.
Mhm.
Because you just even with my music, like give me the feedback. Like I'm not walking away thinking I can't sing. What am I doing? It's like,
Right.
no, like, oh, like I have potential. Like,
Yeah. It's
like,
a
and
matter of
so,
getting over the fear, faith over fear.
yeah.
I've always seen that T-shirt, faith over
Yeah.
fear, and I'm
Faith over
like,
fear.
it's got to be because God didn't give us the spirit of fear, but a
Mm.
power of love and a sound mind.
Yeah.
And faith without works, faith is a verb, is
Yeah.
dead.
Works.
You got to
Yeah.
work the faith.
Yeah.
You know, you got to work that thing until and again, Karen Clark shared, you got to say it till you
See it
see it.
before you see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is very true. That is very
yeah.
true.
Now she did that. That was after Heavens Are Telling. That was the
Oh, you
next.
don't want to go down that road because I'm a KCS crazy
Yeah.
person.
Well,
That's
the
that's
heavens
that's
are
destined to win.
the heavens are telling. That was a very special
Oh
record for me because
yeah.
I did the demos.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that
I
actually.
sang soprano on the
Whew.
session,
Oh my.
and I did all the overdubs for the live stuff.
That is them high parts is high. So I mean
That's
mm,
me.
yeah. That's incredible. I mean, and thank God for people
Shout
like
out
you.
to super crazy creative mind,
Yeah.
Donald Lawrence.
Oh, Donald, that's another. I mean,
He produced that one.
he along with you, along with so many. I be telling people they raised me. You don't know this. Like they.
That's my fellow May brother.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad for what he poured into you. If you somehow watch this,
Majorly, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thankful for that. From what we're hearing you talk. Moreover, I can hear how he have not just poured into you, but like for some sort of export out of you. It
yeah,
was because some people are
yeah.
like that, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna pour what I can get out of this versus
Right.
just pouring
But
what
it's
they see.
reciprocal. It's a reciprocal situation. It's a reciprocal relationship. Like
Yeah.
still, like he's in New York right now doing a play
Hmm.
called Oh Happy Day.
Oh,
That
nice.
he wrote all the original music for. It's
Wow.
now running at Joe's at Public Theater in New York City until November
Wow.
2nd.
Wow.
Um, and every once in a while, I'll text him. He's like, "Hey, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. You all right?" Yeah. And it's just a
That's
check in.
love.
Not
That's
like we have
love.
to be in each other's face all the time, but
Right.
just making sure that we're good. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what we
That's
need.
yeah.
That's community.
It is. It is because it means a lot. People don't,
Yeah,
and that's another thing. Like
it goes
take
far.
take the time. It don't take much to let someone know. Like someone could be a simple text could be someone's difference between being on Earth and
I
not.
wish I could tell you the times that I just get under
Mm.
somebody's picture or their reel on
Yeah.
Instagram and just wrote, "I love you." That's all.
Mm.
Don't want nothing from it. Just
Yeah.
I, what I saw. I love you. That's it.
Yeah. That the world needs that.
Yeah,
I believe God have made us like that in a cold world like this, so people can have a chance to live.
yeah.
Because when people run into you and I, they're living now.
Well, here's the thing. We're the only God that some people are going to see
Mm,
in their life,
that's a good point.
or to be introduced to Him to get to know who He
Nice.
is. We're
That's
the
a good
we're the
point.
God that people see. Yeah,
Representation. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's very. You're making so many good points, but I don't got no. It was you.
I got a bunch of T-shirts out of this one.
Don't make no merch off none of those quotes, okay, y'all? That's playing.
That's
But
mine. No.
yeah. But much love to you. Listen, I'm your IT guy. Just hit me up
I
anytime.
Yo,
I'm
he helped
serious.
me out, y'all. I couldn't get on Instagram for about an hour. He helped me out. Okay,
Yes, your tech whiz at your service.
appreciate you. Thank you so
But
much.
yeah, of course. Well, you
They
enjoy
always
the
say, you don't know how to work something, find you a 12-year-old. He's only 26, but it worked.
right, right. I wasn't a tablet baby, but hallelujah. But we got here, thankfully. But I appreciate you again. Thank you all for tuning in. If you did, enjoy the rest of your day, and God willing, I hope we talk soon again. Okay.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
peace,
Bye.
guys.
Peace.